Alive in 5, 3, 1. And welcome to episode 78 of the DayZ Podcast. We are joined, as always, by our two co-hosts. Marks, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Not too bad now at all. How are you doing well?
I am doing all right, mate. Sleeping a hell of a lot more with all the stuff we'll talk about.
Yeah.
We might talk about that later. And Lad, how you doing, buddy?
Doing all right, yes. I've been busy today. As you can see, I've had a haircut.
Yeah, I had one as well.
I look a bit more presentable. I see that, yeah. You're looking flash as fuck, boy. But, yes.
A little bit too short. I prefer a little bit more pop, to have style.
Yeah, that's fair. I also, you might not notice, I mean, you probably recognize it, but I got rid of my old posters. And I finally stuck up my fucking Chinaras map up. So now I've got a space. Nice. I've got space for the Livonia one, and I'm gonna try and get some like DayZ memorabilia and put it in the bottom there. So it's gonna be sweet
cool.
as fuck.
Look, at least you're not doing with scale speed.
That was class.
Yeah, that was good.
Funny.
It was funny. But this episode is a players episode, and we are joined by two of our patrons, FloridaAF and Melbourne. How you doing, lads?
I'm good. Doing all right. How are y'all?
Doing all right.
Doing all right, mate. Doing all right.
Wonderful.
So I think we'll just call you Florida. Otherwise, if we say the full name too much, I'll probably get monetized as always. But
no worries. No worries.
And how you doing, Melbourne?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Good to have you on, buddy. Good to have you on.
That wouldn't happen to be Melbourne, Florida, would it?
No. Yeah, it was actually just the first name that would work when I made my Discord.
I was curious as to why it was Melbourne, whether it was a name or anything, and location. I've called you Vic by accident a couple of times. I had a mate in the army who last name was Melbourne, and everyone just called him Vic for Victoria, state of Australia, which has capital city Melbourne.
Yeah, it kind of started out because I was on console and my username had gotten banned. So everybody on Discord knew me as Melbourne, but my player name in the game was like Jolly Fawn something something something. And everybody knew me because I was the trader on that server, and it's all, real players as traders on console. So everybody knew Melbourne, so I eventually just changed the name to Melbourne on everything, on all my accounts.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Now, let's have a look at the bios. So, Melbourne, you are a 22-year-old, never into gaming until 2020, when I found DayZ a hard time. I was completely awe of how much you could do with DayZ. Started out by playing in Game Pass on Xbox, ended up starting in-game business organically. Later on, I found creators on that business. I went from someone that never gamed to playing 1,000 hours in less than 4 to 5 months. Someone that owned a PC. So DayZ really, like a lot of us, myself included, DayZ has really impacted you.
Oh yeah, I would say in a major way, because I found DayZ at like a super downtime. Like my job was super intense, and my relationships weren't there. Like I was just trudging through life, and it was like a place where it was like desolate and quiet, and like you could literally just spend time on your own, in game, living your life somewhere else that wasn't as hard. So even as hard as DayZ is, DayZ was easier than my real life at that time. So I really deep dived into it.
That's awesome that you were able to find something that you just really, really enjoyed working with, mate. DayZ is truly a unique game in that regard. Now, Florida. Let's have a look at your bio, mate. I'm not a boomer. I've got to I've got to add a bit of pizzazz to reading this one. He's gone the extra yard. Okay, Florida as fuck. I'm not a boomer. 39, Florida born, raised elsewhere. Console kid that dabbled in PC gaming till DayZ. Started playing on PlayStation 4. Moved to PC in April. DayZ is my second favorite game of all. Currently somewhere around 3.5 thousand hours. My playstyle is situational, but my situational awareness needs work. IRL, I'm a dad. I have a 14-year-old daughter. Work in chemical production. I enjoy red line, long walks on the... Wait, this is bio. I like to make things. Cigar box guitars, shelves. Humor is everything. Life is too short not to laugh as much. And he's attached a picture of a Barbie doll with shrimp on it.
Shrimp on
On the
it.
Barbie.
The only thing we're missing is a photo of you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It took
That's
you that long to
OnlyFans.
realize what that was,
I
Mark.
didn't even realize. I thought it was just some like thing out of a nightmare or something like that.
Oh, it's shrimp on the Barbie.
Makes sense.
Shrimp on
Yeah,
the Barbie.
makes very much sense.
Fuck's sake.
So just a quick check. How is my voice now, fellas?
It's good.
I did do
Second
some
is
playing
good.
with my settings because it's getting to that sort of temperature where I'll be turning the aircon on soon. So I had to play around with noise suppressions and things like that. So hopefully that's a bit better now.
Yeah, no, it's fine, mate. Like, it doesn't matter if we can hear the aircon. I mean, how you gotta have it on. It's fine.
Oh, I know.
So it's all
It's
good.
like sitting right next to me.
Mhm.
It,
so,
it
yeah.
would sound like a jet engine is taken off next to me. But yeah, shrimp on the Barbie. I did like that. So I'll be honest, I didn't actually get it until just then. Yeah, I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
I
He's
mean,
got a-
That's why you call them prawns. We only
Yeah.
call them shrimp.
yeah. What's he got prawns on the Barbie?
Fuck's sake.
Hopefully
Bad
that's
American.
okay. So topics. Let's find out what you guys would like to talk about. We'll start with you, Florida.
Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? I want to say kudos to Melbourne for everything he said because I was in the exact same place that he was, and this game was my escape, and I've made a lot of friends, present company included, just from here, and it has been a huge stress reliever from my life.
Yep.
And even just getting on, I was just talking to a friend of mine, just getting on and sitting in a deer stand while it's raining. I'll fall asleep just listening to the sounds of the animals and gunshots in the distance. I don't even need to see people, but seeing the people is definitely, it's the IRL escape that a lot of us have only found in this game.
It is amazing in that aspect. It's such an immersive game. You can just sit there and just watch, find yourself a good spot and just watch what happens around you. And, I think back to Fubar Bundy's latest video where he's just sitting there watching a zombie attack a cow or something like that, or watching one just spazzing out and running around. It's just, there's not many games where you'll just sit there and just watch what happens going on around you, Florida.
Right. Yeah, actually, I just had the same thing happen yesterday. I saw zombies chasing a pig. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, never mind. I see. But it was that first, 45 seconds, your heart rate goes up, your palms start to sweat, and then you realize it's just a pig.
Oh yeah. I've definitely had that happen where you just pull out your M4 and you're just peeking around corners.
That's exactly what I did.
Yes.
Yeah, but I would say a lot of people resonate with me and you on console specifically because I feel like I've had that conversation with more than one or two people. Yeah, because you play for 10 hours straight with somebody and you're like, there's no way you're not going through the same thing,
Oh,
You play with the
absolutely.
same person. You're like, there's definitely something wrong with both of us when we haven't
Oh,
slept.
for sure.
I like what Ike
And we
just said.
usually
To be
get to
fair,
talk
if he's from Florida, then he's probably seen all that craziness already.
He's a
Oh,
Florida
yeah,
man.
yeah.
True. Yeah.
That's what we do. Florida is the Australia of America, so there you go.
I am offended. Florida is the Northern Territory of Australia. The
Yeah,
Northern,
man.
the Northern Territory, man, their newspaper is absolutely amazing. Their headlines are just some of the weirdest things. I'll have to try and find some and share some in the Discord or something like that of things that happen in the Northern Territory or Darwin in particular. Absolutely amazing place. I'd love to live there, to be honest. I love that
Florida?
sort of crazy. Oh, even Florida, but yeah, I love those sorts of crazy antics and that where you just.
Oh, absolutely. The only other place I would live would be Australia.
Yep. Although, let's not get political. We're a little bit crazy here at the moment. Even Mark sent me a message the other day going, what the fuck is going on in Australia right now, man?
Yeah.
Seen
like I said, I'm a big fan of Australia, so I pay attention, and I wouldn't want to be there right now.
Yeah.
I've seen some weird Australian TikToks over the past 2 weeks. Very interesting ones.
Oh, God. I do want to do something. We'll come back to you guys as well, but there were two things that I became aware of in the DayZ community, and it sounds to me like for both of you, community is a big part of why you enjoy DayZ. And the first one I'm only going to touch on briefly because I know that Humdrum, Orange, and others have something planned. But if you give me 1 second, I will share my screen. So sadly, a member of, it seems like the Happy Bomb Zero DayZ community passed away recently. His name was Ryan, or the real 84. Looks like we've got his big brother in chat right now. And he was, I was quite stunned. Like I did not know him personally. But the amount of people who I follow and just popped up in my timeline who were absolutely stunned at the passing of him really surprised me. He was just an amazing person for all intents and purposes, who really touched his community. And kudos has got to go out to Happy Bombs. They have actually created a shirt that you'll be spawning with on the server. Now, I managed to get in contact or had someone reach out to me about getting a copy of that logo to make sure it's IRL, and Happy Bombs has actually done that. Happy Bombs is just such a fucking nice guy, people. If you're looking for a decent community to get involved in, I cannot recommend his Zero DayZ servers enough. He's just. I remember how he helped me out with a photo of my bird when it passed away, removing a big puddle in the background. He's just such a nice fucking guy. He personifies what community is all about. To go and do something as simple as this for someone who is obviously a very important member of their community means the fucking world to me.
Yeah, too right.
Absolutely.
Yep, for sure.
The other one that I want to touch on really surprised me. Did I not put a link to it? You'll have to give me a moment while I bring up. But there was, for those of you who are aware, there was the bombing at the Kabul International Airport a few weeks ago in Afghanistan. And it turns out, sadly, that one of the Marines who were killed was a member of a DayZ community.
I saw the tweet. Yeah.
And what makes it even worse is he had a child on the way, and
Oh my god!
Oh god!
he didn't even get to meet his new little baby daughter. But let me tell you, I'm absolutely fucking blown away by the world in general. They managed to raise nearly $700,000 for an education fund for his little baby girl.
That's awesome.
Wow, that is really good. Yeah.
So if you are wanting to contribute, I'll share the link in chat right now. But one person even donated $10,000. I was looking through it and just reading.
I was just about to say that,
Yeah, kept themselves anonymous and absolutely amazing. But the community that he was a member of did a touching tribute video. It's in the announcements of the Discord for the DayZ podcast. If you would like to go and watch the tribute video that they've done, I know going back to Ryan84, they were actually doing a little tribute. Again, as much as I should have my head around it, but the time frames always confuse me as much as they confuse everyone else for international time frames. They were organising an in-game event as well for Ryan84. So it always blows my mind that for us gamers, and gaming appears apparently such a toxic thing, we always manage to come together when the chips are down as a community. When we lose someone, I think back to Doc Satan earlier this year with the DayZ Down Under community.
yes.
Yeah. And hats off to the DayZ Twitter account as well for tweeting out the links to Riley McCollum's Child Education Fund and the video, and it's really nice of them to support. That photo, man. He looks like a baby, so young.
Yeah, looks very, very young. Very young indeed.
Yeah, it's always sad. Yeah, it is heartbreaking, isn't it, lad?
It actually is. Like, that's, and like with everything, with the GoFundMe, which is absolutely fantastic, but it's just it is so fucking nice that people are around, not only in this community but other communities. I was just looking at the donations for it, and like the amount of money people donate, and the amount of like I saw veteran groups also donating, and it's like for this young man who was serving his country, and it's just it's making me
right in the fields, isn't it?
It actually is.
Don't you better not watch the tribute video that his community did then, mate. I was actually watching it, and it was so sweet and charming. They all basically lined up, and I didn't actually count them, but it looked like they were doing a 21 gun salute for him, firing up volleys of rounds, and yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually, Ike. We'll get there eventually. You and Scalespeeder can continue to make fun of me, but it just didn't feel right not to mention these two absolute legends who managed to touch their respective communities so much that their communities rallied around them to, There was even in the link of the video, there was even a meal. It's like some sort of weird meal fund me program where people donate money and they say what sort of meal they want made for the family who've suffered the loss. I thought that was quite a novel little idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yep. So to Riley and to Ryan, you must have been pretty fucking awesome people to have made such a big impact on the respective communities that you were a part of. So sorry for everyone's loss, but you at least got to touch a lot of people along this ride on Earth that she's had, fellas. So salute to both of you.
Too fucking right.
Yep.
Too fucking right.
Now, Florida. Let's continue talking, mate.
Sure.
So tell us a bit more about your journey from PlayStation to PC.
Yeah, that was a hard one. It was DayZ that made me do it. Like I think I've told you before, it cost me almost $1,500 just to get from PlayStation to PC, but it was well worth it.
Yep.
I've played Red Dead Redemption series before, And
Love that
I
game.
think I absolutely I'm still playing it, even just the story.
Is that your number one favorite game of all time?
No, actually, my number one favorite game of all time is Atari Jaguar Alien versus Predator. It's
How?
Yeah, he's wild.
game is so amazing. You could be the alien, you could be the predator, you could be the marine.
You
There
could
were-
be bored.
No, it was so amazing. It's,
No, I'm just more curious on how the fuck you got it in an Atari Jaguar. That is a piece of shit.
it was a few good games for it, but again, console kid. I've had every console since
Fair enough.
Atari. What is it? 2600, maybe 3600.
Yeah, the
The Atari 2600.
2600.
So you're a console collector, are you?
Not anymore. I mean, I don't have them anymore, but I've played every console since Atari. My mom actually was the one that got me into PC gaming. She's a hardcore WoW player. Started out with Diablo actually on a gateway way back in the 90s. But with the AVP, Alien versus Predator, she would sit down and draw out the maps on graph paper for me. So I have my mother to thank for my gaming addiction.
I think the majority of DayZ PC players, I'd say, God, it must be like, 80% of them bought their PCs just for DayZ.
Yeah, I reckon you're on the money there.
Because I bought mine for DayZ.
Same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Minder or Running Man that I first saw on YouTube and was like, oh my God, I love this game. And I watched it, and then it came out for PS4, and I was sold. I bought the whole thing and put almost 2,500 hours in it in a year. And then finally had the money to buy a computer, and yeah.
I like Spud's comment in chat there. Geez, imagine having your mum taking the piss out of you for being a console player.
She still rags on me. Even though I'm now with the PCA, I still get shit from her.
That's a pretty cool mum.
Mm.
Does she play
I can't.
DayZ?
No, like I said, she's a World of Warcraft. So Asheron's Call, Diablo, EverQuest, anything that's more fantasy driven. I tried to get her into it, but she grew up with the military background, so she tends to stay away from it.
Yep.
Fair enough.
There you go. Like D's recommend, Nostalgia Nerd on YouTube has great videos about those ancient as fuck systems. The Atari Jaguar. I can honestly say I have never heard of the Atari Jaguar.
Oh my God.
Mate, it's a piece of shit.
Good. I'm telling you, look up Alien versus Predator. You will be amazed at what they were able to do with that game.
I mean, to be fair, with the CD add-on, it genuinely looks like a toilet. Like,
oh no, this was the console. This was still the
just the bog standard console. All right,
absolutely. It had the weird controller with the number pad.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know what the hell Atari was thinking back then. Not like I was even a thought back then, but
Well, you were somewhere.
I was. Fuck.
But they even had it to where you would be running through the ships and you would hear the Predator do his classic growl or all the lines from the movies, and you couldn't see him because he was cloaked.
Jesus Christ!
But then all of a sudden he'd just run up behind you, and yeah.
You type in Atari Jaguar and Alien versus Predator is one of the recommended things to look at for the images.
Yeah, it really is. For the time, it was amazing. And so it's basically 3 different campaigns. Like I said, Alien, Predator, and the Marine. You have to get off the respective ship by killing the main queen, killing the main Predator, crawling through air ducts that you have no idea how to get. This was back before there were game books. No internet. You're just, like I said, my mom was drawing out the maps on graph paper. But,
this was my first console, the Atari 2600. One of these days I'll get around to getting one again and get some of the games that I used to play on it. One of my favorite was the boxing game, but Atari Jaguar, never fucking heard of it.
Yeah, it's still now. If you buy the system, it's $700, and the game itself is like $70.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
yeah,
Nice.
for one game, it's not worth it, but it's so good.
Could buy a PS5 for that.
Or a PC
If
for
you
that.
can find them. Or a PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
rage. Like even in one of the big shopping centres here in Brisbane, there's a retro gaming store, and it is always packed with people. And they sell retro consoles and retro games. It's all the rage now to get into the collecting of all of these old consoles. If I had the spare cash laying around, it's something I wouldn't mind doing. Is having a nice display behind me with all the gaming. I'd probably just go for the gaming consoles that I played, which would be the Atari 2600, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, and things like that.
I don't understand why people collect them. I don't understand the hype around it personally. Anyway,
It's a nostalgia. There's just some
yeah.
games that
maybe. Yeah.
you're never gonna find them again. I remember a game, Nintendo Maniac Mansion was. I never finished it. I remember exactly where I was when I stopped playing it, and I still want to finish it. But it's not on any emulators. It's not on PC. It's nowhere. So I think that's really what it is those moments when you had that.
Yes.
Oh my God, I have
Right.
to figure this out because there is no book.
Yeah.
You know.
True. Yeah.
Mark's
Or
is like
reminds you of a
14. He'll
better
figure
time.
it out soon.
See, it's like I used to have I had a whole bunch of consoles quite a few years ago, but I had to sell them because you needed cash, and they were just laying there, and it would be absolutely fantastic to collect them all again.
Yes.
I like my main console. I was first introduced to console gaming with the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Master System, and then got onto the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and that kind of stuff, and it was absolutely wonderful. But it's if you were to go and collect those kind of consoles again, you'd have to get a fucking CRT TV. You just absolutely have to. Fuck LCD screens and TVs and shit like that.
Right.
Watching
Get
it,
a
it's
good old big
goodness.
fuck off telly.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Well, I think
Which
that's
is
even kind of
absolutely
Lax's thing too. He collects all the retro stuff, but he buys the monitors and all of the software to go back to the days. So that would make
That's crazy.
I know Septic Falcon does it as well. We've had a couple of guests over the time who are into collecting the retro stuff, and it actually makes for nice displays as well. And it's something as you get older, you can show your grandkids. I still think back to the graphics of the Commodore 64 computer I used to play on. 64 megabytes of memory, insane. But yeah, Pitfall was another game, damn wrong, that I loved. Asteroids was my fucking jam. Asteroids on the Atari 2600. I just couldn't die. I had to eventually just give it up and just turn it off. I think we played, my brother and I did a session where we played for 3.5 days, where I would just keep on going. It was during the school holidays. And then he'd say, you've got 99 lives up now. Go get some sleep. And then he'd wake me up in a couple of hours. Andrew, I'm almost dead. Time for you to jump back on again. And I'd get back on, and we just kept it going. And yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Absolute
insane.
fucking powerhouse.
It's one of my his game was Pac-Man on the Atari. He couldn't die on Pac-Man. I'd just sit there watching him. He had all the patterns memorized, and he would just smash it. But yeah, no. So it's one of my best memories with my middle brother. Was that session of Asteroids. If he ever happens to watch this, I still remember that, Malcolm. So yeah, that was fucking awesome.
I don't know if you guys remember 007 GoldenEye for 64 or Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I never played it, but I
The
know.
hours and hours and hours of proxies in the caves or grenade launchers.
The caves was my map, man.
The absurdity that we came up with.
The
on
golden
something
gun, the
so
golden
simple.
gun game.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Absolutely.
Give me that golden gun, and I was unbeatable. I used to be a good PvPer. Then I got old, and I've got I've got the reflexes of a steel trap that is rusted shut. Golden Gun, Nintendo 64, GoldenEye. Fuck yeah, love that game. Yeah. Oh yeah. What about you, Melbourne? You into any of the retro consoles, buddy?
I didn't game at all until DayZ.
Really?
That's what I was saying. Seriously, like I didn't get into gaming until DayZ.
Talk us through this. So you're not into gaming at all. How did you discover DayZ?
So like on the weekends, me and my friends would play Warzone, and they bought me the game, the Call of Duty multiplayer version.
So you had a console?
I would never. Yeah, well, I had it, but like I didn't really play it, but on the weekend. So like we would play. I would only play games that they would buy for me. So they would buy me the game that they wanted me to play because I never gave a shit to play games. But they bought me that, and they're like, "Oh, we want you to play this game. We're not going to buy it for you. You need to, buy your own game." And I'm like, "Well, I want to be able to play with you guys." And they're like, "Well, it's on Game Pass. So if you get Game Pass, you'll be able to play all these games with us, blah, blah, blah." And one day I'm just kind of scrolling through, and I'm like, I want to find a game I actually care to play. Like I wanted to get on there and play. And I seen DayZ, and its rating is awful. You know what I mean? It's like 2 stars on Xbox or 1.7, something like that. Something really bad. And I was looking at the clips and the photos of it, and I'm like, it looks cool, So then I log in and I spawn in between Electro and Cherno, so I'm in that rail yard part. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of running around. And my first experience is I run into somebody and they instantly gun me down. And I was like, well, now I was pissed. So I was like, I gotta figure out.
So you got a proper DayZ introduction, a baptism.
Yeah.
Was he fully geared killing freshies, or was he just another freshie as well?
He was in fresh clothes, but he had an M4 or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so that got me into it because I was just so mad. I was like, no, fuck him.
It's the only way to act. Yeah, it's just.
But yeah, so I wouldn't say I was depressed. Like when I said I was depressed, I wasn't depressed at the time that I found DayZ. It was more like I found DayZ, really got into it because I like to learn. So I got really into that game.
Yeah.
Because to me, why I hadn't really gotten into games is because I don't like games where your progress is meaningless. So you log into Call of Duty, you know what I mean? You get into a multiplayer match, and yeah, you care about your KD, but it doesn't really matter. New Call of Duty's coming out next year. You know what I mean? Or I liked Skyrim. I put a lot of time into Skyrim, briefly when I was younger. But it's not multiplayer. There's no PvP. Once you 100% of the game, it's done. You know what I mean? That's done and over with. So DayZ really captivated me because it's everything matters. Every decision mattered. And then when you don't know how to play, all you're doing is learning. And when you don't know what new gun exists, when you find a new gun, it was wow, this is amazing,
Yeah.
It is a truly unique game in that aspect. You always look back to your first experiences, whether it be having found DayZ, watching someone else play it, or just finding the game yourself. And there's an echo coming through your line, Melbourne.
Yeah, one sec. Here, let me see. Go ahead.
But yeah, pardon me. But yeah, when you first find DayZ, it's just a magical experience. Your first few hours in the game, just standing there what am I meant to do? What am I meant to do now? And what's this over here? And there's someone. Should I go say hello? And they kill you or they torture you? And yeah,
right.
That's actually something I was just talking to my friend about, is how many hours do you need in DayZ before you don't hate it and you absolutely fall in love with it?
Ooh.
And I said somewhere around 50 hours before you've got enough skills.
Nah, man. I see anybody with less than 500 hours, I feel doesn't know how to play DayZ.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just talking about at what point do you go, I fucking hate this game, to okay, I'm addicted and I'm not playing anything else.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, totally. You know what drew me in too about DayZ is that nobody is special. Like quite literally, you're on the coast. You're
100%.
basically naked. It's skill or not skilled, and it
Absolutely.
decides right there. There's no special gun. There's no special ability. There's nobody that's faster. There's nobody that's stronger. There's nobody that
Right.
spawned in with a car and you didn't. No, it's all skill. And that's what I love about DayZ.
See, I was addicted to DayZ without ever having played it. I was just watching it. Yeah, Mark, so I saw you thinking about this one. What do you reckon? How many hours roughly?
Oh, God. See, I don't know. For me personally, it was... I'd watched so much DayZ content that I kind of knew what to do when I got in, if that makes sense. I'd watched so many Frankie videos or whoever it was. But my hatred for the game, when I first went into it and stuff, I loved it and stuff, and then I think because I played it back, so I think it was 0.4 or maybe 0.5, maybe even a bit earlier, and it was really clunky. So the thing you would hate is how clunky and laggy the game was back then.
Yeah.
That was the thing you hated about it. But looking back at it, all I can kind of see is good memories because I just played it with my brother or my friends all the time. I never really ran solo. I'd say if you went back and played 0.4 or 0.3 version of DayZ, it is worse than the console lag.
Really?
I'd be willing to bet it's worse. Oh, it was horrible.
It's
really
magical on the Series X. I actually bought the Series X before I bought the PC. And I was playing at the 60 FPS, and I was like, "Wow, this is amazing!" I bought the 1440p monitor with 144 hertz refresh, and I was like, "Man, I am set." And I'm definitely playing faster. PvP is better. Everything is better. But then I was like, what I realized was I really want mods. I want a bigger community to play with.
Yeah, it's always the case. You start on the console and it's you just want more.
See, but that's the thing too. Is I'm not saying that it's harder to make friends on PC, DayZ, but it's harder to get friends that want to play the same way you do because it's so easy to just click out of a server and say, "Okay, this is the kind of server I want to play instead."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that early version of the game, even though it sucked really bad. I'd never used the bows and arrows in DayZ because I never knew they were in. I never knew how to make them. This one I was back when I was a really, really big noob. And even though it was shit, it was really, really bad. That versions of the games, they were so fun. They were so fun. And when people offer me now and say, "Oh, we have a server with 0.4 version of the game up or stuff like that," I always refuse because I know when I go onto it, it's going to be absolute shit. But it'll just bring back the memories. So I don't want to ruin those memories of me. So I never go back and play the really, really old versions of the game because I know it's going to be terrible. So yeah, it was
being
great.
a new console player. It's watching PC guys sometimes when they start to complain. I'm like,
oh shit, yeah.
I have to bite my tongue, but then I realized they've been playing it since the beginning, so they know what they're talking about. But
it makes you want to create another YouTube account and just shit on everybody that complains.
Here, let me show you my PS4 existence of open a door and a minute later it finally opens, but I'm dead and respawned on the beach by that time.
And your console's hot enough that you could cook an egg on it.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. But,
that's what I always say to a console player.
It's funny. Actually, yesterday I was playing on a server and there was some guy that popped up in chat, said something, someone else recognized his name, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're from PlayStation." And it was like a reuniting of convicts from across the country.
Yep.
But 5 minutes into the conversation, some PC guy pops in and is like, "Nobody cares, shut up, blah, blah, blah." Actually, you know what? I care. I don't know these guys, but I came from console, so it's cool to see this bridging of the gap that, again, this game it brings that,
another thing too is that you guys on PC, you can view your ping and kind of feel out if you should even play the server based on what the ping says.
Yeah, we have no fucking
on console. It is so laggy no matter what server you play on. That who gives a shit about ping? It's bad either way,
Yeah.
Stay out of all major cities. Any high traffic areas. Don't ever drive
DayZ
a car on console. Not worth
No.
your time.
I did.
No.
I was brave enough.
Best €25 I've ever spent though on DayZ.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm.
Absolutely.
I mean,
no game like it.
Yeah.
To be fair, I the only money that I've actually spent on DayZ is this shirt and that map. So
Yeah, I bought the same map as well. Yeah.
I'd never bought the game. My girlfriend at the time bought it for me because I wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. Like I was like at the time I was just like, I think I was still watching Frankie at the time, like watching his old videos and whatnot. And I was telling her about it. I was like, oh, DayZ's just a really good game. I wish I could play it. I just want to get onto it. It was like 0.59 at the time, back in 2016. And then she bought it for us, and I think I didn't talk to her for like 10 hours
Oh,
or
bro,
something
me
like
too.
that.
Ended that relationship.
But like, yeah, so she bought it for us, and I just played it. And I remember my baptism moment is I spawned. I believe it was around Electro. I spawned around there. I'm not too sure, and I hid in this shed because I saw these two fully kitted guys with their fucking teeth. They were coming down there. I was like, oh great, this is gonna be it. So I ran into the shed. They opened the shed, and I was like, look, I've just got the game. I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, just please don't kill me. Let me be on my way. And the shot killed us. And this is when you could still hear people even after you've died. And they just said, "Welcome to DayZ, my friend," in a very old Russian accent.
Wow.
And I was like, I was hooked. I was hooked right there and then. And but over the course of 0.59 and 0.61, I was playing sporadically because at that time, like, it was very hard. Like, I didn't know what kind of community I wanted to play because obviously it was just normal servers. And then I found DayZ RP by literally just googling it. Just, is there any roleplay like DayZ communities? And I was like, oh shit, there you go. So played that for like 2 years, something like that. And then once 0.63 hit in 1.0 and then the mods came out, I was like, that's it. I was just playing any other kind of fucking server that was cropping up, and it was like, met so many people along the way. And
yeah,
I think when I reached that 1,000 hour mark, that's when I started trying to get into content creation. That didn't go out well. That's, yeah.
I think wasn't 0.59 and 0.58 like wasn't that the lowest peak of DayZ? It was like there was 3,000 people on the game at most. Wasn't that then? We were all kind of like sick of it. And we were waiting for like this update. I think there was there even a lack of updates at that stage?
They had two patches before those that really drove people away. 0.55 was the drought, where there was absolutely fuck all loot around. And then 0.57 was the opposite, where pretty much every single guard shack across the map was spawning high-tier military loot.
I remember that was so fun.
It just turned into a massive PvP deathmatch almost. And then after that, I don't really remember what 0.58 and 0.59 were about. Those two patches made such a big impact on me. But yeah, and then like Larchy's saying in chat, the good old loot explosions where you'd go into a ATC or a barracks and there was just loot everywhere, and you're like, what the hell?
I remember I made a video. This one back, I think I had less than 100 subscribers. I made a video called DayZ is Dead. I titled it DayZ is Dead. And so what happened was, I think it was either 0.58 or 0.59. And I think it's privated now, or unless I'm not sure. And I think I was running around for hours. There was nothing going on. And I went into a barn, one of the the white barns with the red doors on them, or brown doors on them. A zombie literally phased through the wall of it. And it was a big problem at that stage. And it was just, I had enough of it. I lost my shit. And I made a video instantly after closing the game. And it was my first video that I done we'll say. It got I think 3,000 views in total or something like that when I had 100 subs. And yeah, I think it was that video then, and I like stopped playing the game for a while, and then 1.0 came out, and then it started to pick up again. I'm going to try to see if I can actually find that video. Hang on. Not sure if I have it. It's so far down. There's so many videos.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my first DayZ experience was the same. I between Electra and Cherno, got chased by a guy that had literally a stick with a piece of chicken on the end of it. Excuse me.
Yeah, but what would you say your real death is? Like, what I mean is like when you feel like you knew how to play, sort of, and you did die to someone more skilled than you. You know what I mean? What was that death? You know?
I actually made it all the way to Northwest Airfield, just
shit!
north of the radio tower, and the I guess it would be. I got surrounded. I was
by people or zombies?
By people. I was in. I guess it's the Arma barracks, upstairs, looting around, and I heard shots outside. And I just happened to peek, and I see one guy. So I switched sides of the room to get a better position, and didn't realize that I was on the wrong side of the door. The door opens, and another guy just guns me down.
Oh man! For me, it was I didn't even have a headset. Like I didn't have a mic, no headset, no nothing. And I ran into these two guys, and like I was trying to motion to them, like I'm friendly, you know, like please don't, like similar situation as Lad. I was trying to like signal, like please do not kill me, and so they like give me food, give me a little bit of clothes, and they lead me to Tolga, and we're over there. There's fires, cooking food, drinking at the pump, and we're just chilling out. And they end up taking off, and obviously I can't say anything because I don't have a mic. And after a while, I go looking for them because I thought they were coming back. I hear gunshots, and I'm like, I start running towards the gunshots because I think something bad happened. I get over there. There's just these 3 super geared guys, similar situation, M4s, AKs, all that. They just gunned me down. I was like raising my hand, like doing the emote. In that moment, I was raising my hand to say hi, and they gunned me down.
That's crazy.
That's when you get the welcome to DayZ, motherfucker.
That was the exact moment that was, but that was like when I feel like I could have said like I know how to water myself, feed myself.
I'm kind of scared. I don't know. Should I share that vid? I found it, but I don't know if I should. Like, it's unlisted. I took it down. I think I took it down when my channel like.
What, is it like embarrassing or something?
It's called DayZ is Dead. Yeah, honestly,
you know how many people have said that, and you know, you're not going to be the first one.
Yeah, people still say that on Reddit, but the numbers are better than what they were.
Oh yeah, well I take it back now, but at this stage it was really, really bad. So here,
isn't the first step admitting when you're wrong?
The like to dislike ratio was it's a rough one, but it was. I even said I can't remember it all, but apparently I uninstalled the game after this as well for a while. So that's how bad my rage was after this little experience. So yeah, I take everything back from that video now. So leave me alone, don't bully me, please. But
it's kind of like a badge of honor, isn't it, to have done a DayZ is Dead video?
Can we get a close up on those pants you're wearing?
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
I am a shocker for graphic tees and any sort of, I've got a Goonies shirt, I've got Batman shirts, and I'm sorry, but I love wearing this sort of stuff. I love my Avengers pajamas, my jammies.
I keep forgetting to put on that shirt and take a picture. Every time I have a day off and nobody's home, I'll just wear my DayZ shirt and play DayZ. Like it's the best. What's that called?
Escape.
But I'll get up super late, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. Take a shower. I'll eat.
That's late.
Shirt on. Yeah, well, I mean, I get up at like 6 now.
Christ live, if that's late, fuck me.
Oh. He's so old that he's circled back to childhood. Yeah,
so I was laughing at
Yeah, I love wearing my daggy clothes. My son always wishes I dress more stylish, like we're going to the gym and he's wearing Under Armour and Adidas clothes, and I'm there with my Batman T-shirt and my Batman towel, and
why not? Eh? Why not?
Shmeev, yeah, exactly.
okay.
I didn't realize Silo Entertainment made a diss video on DayZ as well. Jesus Christ, who hasn't?
Oh yeah, pretty
Because
much
I linked it in my video.
of-
I didn't realize.
pretty much most of like the old DayZ content creators have all made a DayZ is dead game at some point. I think like General Sam did.
Oh,
something
Yeah.
like
he's
that.
made multiple. He's made multiple.
He
Yeah.
still continues to say that fucking. I mean, I assume he still continues to say that DayZ is dead, and it's
Yeah.
it's really fucking.
But
I don't think the game
that's
will
General
ever
Sam.
die.
That's General Sam shtick. He just loves to shit on anything, and DayZ in particular. He's a very offensive individual.
Christ, I'm such a bad YouTuber. Holy fuck. Still am.
What was his name?
General Sam.
Well, I don't even know who that is. So
Yeah,
we
better
can
off.
forget about him.
I
Anybody
still-
that's new to DayZ has no idea who he is anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just being honest. Like I've never heard of him.
Who?
Exactly.
Doctor what?
but-
Now, we do have a new segment that's going to be starting, but it doesn't look like they were able to get back to us. The dev team have read through the questions and they have picked a question. Scotty has told me, but they are kind of tied up at the moment with the rush to 1.14. So we'll have to wait a week, I think, folks, before we get a proper answer from them.
Yes.
So Scotty's also been dealing with probably a very fucking severe headache from that paintball shot to the head.
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sore.
But they are going to do an answer for us. So be patient, folks.
Too right. Too right.
Now let me share this one.
They're coming up with a cryptic answer.
Fucking if
Another-
he does, I'll fucking kill him.
It's gonna be another Hannah. Are you high?
Yeah.
No,
How high are
fuck
you?
Anna. Now I did a cheeky tweet where I said, "Do you even DayZ if you don't own a DayZ podcast cap?" And boy, did I get fucking shut down. Unless you've got an official Brian Bear, take a seat, sunshine.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, what the fuck?
What is a Brian Bear?
The teddy bear you find in the game.
Oh,
is it named Brian?
That is good.
It has a little
Yeah,
love
it's
heart
named
on it
Brian.
with the name Brian on it.
Oh, I never knew about the Brian name. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yep, they've all got
That's
a little
very cool.
love heart on them named Brian. Now, then the mystery kind of deepened. It was like, I didn't remember these, but it turns out they were done by Rowan Queenie, Blue and Queenie, as a giveaway. They gave one to the dev team and two to their community. And this is one of them that's still floating around out there.
That's really cool.
So Scotty is running around trying to find the one in the office. My money is that on Batty tea leafed it when she left, and she now
Yes.
has the Brian Bear. But yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
that is. I reckon that there's something there. If they actually did them and sold them on their website, I would buy a fucking Brian Bear.
I would too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd want it to come with like an IJ70 in the inside of it, like a plastic IJ70.
Will it
Just
actually
poking out
fit a
the back
grenade?
and-
Hey, that's how you did it, man. Someone knocks you out, takes your guns off your body, you just pull out an IJ70 on them.
Well, as he says here,
Nice.
this is a better pick. Unfortunately, he didn't come with Winchester rounds in him, though.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's another one. Or grenades.
Somebody already looked at it.
Rags.
Yeah, so,
Rags
yeah.
is generally what I find in them.
Yes.
I did play on a
I'm seeing
server that they had it where it was usually if you found one, it'd have something useful like a sewing kit or a knife or something like that. And it was always like, fuck yeah. But the best use of them
Yeah.
I've seen was as part of the Hell Survival mod. The Hell Medical mod where you need to sleep. And if you have a Brian Bear and you put it in your hand when you lay down to get the sleep buff, you actually get a bonus to you recover quicker because you're comfortable sleeping with your little teddy bear. I thought that was absolute fucking gold.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
I always carried a Brian Bear with me on the servers when I play that have that mod on there. Just because it's simple. Lay down, put the bear in your hands like you're cuddling a little teddy bear, and yeah, fucking brilliant.
That is actually class.
Well, now I know who I've killed if I kill you. If you have a Brian Bear in your inventory.
I was thinking that on console, we had the presents, but for a while, servers were using the bears and spawning them with different things in them. So that was a nice added bonus.
They use them on PvP servers. I think it's MVS. You can actually attach them to your vest, and it gives you. You can carry it around, so it's like a pouch, so you get more inventory slots.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
People
cool.
put like I think two or three of them on you, and you could just carry them around and just have extra slots.
Hang them on like grenades on your pouch or your vest.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
When you used to get the 5150s, the bear would limit the laugh. You talk about Kuru Damrong? $51.50s. I've never heard it called that before.
Yeah, 5150. That's like a police code for crazy in America.
Well, there you go. There you go. That makes sense.
California.
Then. Yep.
Don't quote me on it, but something like that. Yeah.
Damn wrong. We'll
calling it that now.
in chat. Yeah, 5150s.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. He's California.
California slang. Yep.
Huh.
Now, just a public service announcement. Lax Hawthorne has stepped away from DayZ, as we know. He's also stepped away from his community. The servers that he created, they are now being managed by, oh God, why am I not remembering it?
DayZ Rearmed.
Yeah, DayZ Rearmed community. So there was a bit of a shit fight, but apparently they've got it all sorted now and everyone's happy with the way they're progressing. It was mostly over. They just needed to come up with a new name for it because Lax isn't associated with those servers anymore. So, yeah, I'm glad we were able to play a small part in just helping them get that sorted because it was getting a bit messy there for a bit. And at the end of the day, it's all about Lax and it's all about the community. Still thinking of you, bro. Laxy Hawthorne.
Love you, Lax.
I love him very, very much. Very, very much.
Yeah.
It's police across the US. 5150 means a person is mentally unstable. There you go.
Okay.
You learn a new thing every day. Let me just go back to the channel. Now, I want to talk about the topic we had last week with the tripwire grenades. I released a couple of shorts throughout the week, and one of them was about the tripwire grenades. And, oh, my fucking God, did one guy get into me? Absolutely fucking into me. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yep, muted. Pause it. Where's his comment? Why is it not showing?
If it's not showing it, if it had... Oh, there.
This is why the damn game is getting ridiculous. Landmines should kill you and grenades are grenades. This is why the game is going to hell. People being like, oh, I'm such a pussy. I only want 3 cuts and I need to bandage after a landmine. Soon people will be like, I just want to start the game with no sickness and a base already built for me. It's a survival game. Suck it the hell up.
I agree with him.
Okay, facts, buddy. Landmines aren't designed to kill. They are designed to severely maim and injure, and yes, probably kill over time unless you receive good medical treatment. But it's a game. The current design is great if you aren't full health. You are dead. If you are full health, well, you stand a chance of surviving if you have the bandages or a teammate with you. As for grenades, learn how they work IRL and then come back to me. Now, I am aware now that there is actually a Russian grenade that has an adjustable fuse on it. Someone left a really good comment about that, which I think would be a great addition and would solve the issue. Just make it an uber rare item.
So What at first for me who missed it last week? What was the issue with grenades?
So what you can do
Basically,
is you can pull the pin, let the handle
Cooking out
go,
grenades.
which is like I'm talking about IRL. Pop the
Yeah.
grenade on the ground in front of you, count to 3, pick it up again,
Pick it up.
and suddenly the
back in.
grenade magically stops burning the fuse.
Right.
That's not how grenades work.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Once the fuse
Yeah,
is
that's
lit,
actually
that's it. The grenade is going off. You just want to make sure it's as far away from you and as close to the bad guy as possible. So what people are doing is they're pulling the pin, they're letting the handle fly, they're putting it on the ground, and then picking it up again, and then attaching it to, or like putting the pin back in
the grenade.
and attaching it to the tripwire. So instead of it being a 4-second fuse like most grenades are, it's an
As soon
insta
as you hit
fuse.
it. There's actually a great video. I don't know if you've probably seen it.
Right.
Running Man had where he just set one and OG came and was the one that tripped it. But you see as they go through it, there's a good delay,
Yeah.
maybe 4 or 5 seconds before it actually goes
Mhm.
off. Enough time
That's
where
the way it
he
should
can
be.
run down the hall and come back before it goes off. Well, what he's saying is, they drop it, pick it up, put the pin back in, and you've gone from 5 seconds to 1 second. So had he hit that tripwire and it had been cooked, it would have gone off immediately.
Now, can you hear when
In-
it's triggered? Can you hear the
Yeah.
tripwire?
No.
You hear it and you stumble. You do a stumbling animation when you go.
Oh,
over
is
the
there
tripwire.
a sound to it?
So from what I remember, there is a little sound that plays, and like I said, there's an animation of you stumbling. Typically, when you go across the tripwire, if you just jog through it, and that's usually more than enough time for you to realize, fuck, so you can get
Yeah.
away. But obviously,
Right.
that's where the issue comes in. It's like if it instantly goes off, then like that's stupid, and that's kind of like what we're discussing last week.
Mm.
In a way, I don't mind it because it's like, first of all, not everyone is going to know that this is little features a thing in the game. It's going to be the players who really, really play the game or dig deep into it, stuff like that. So it's like, I know it's stupid and it's not realistic and all that, but it's kind of, I find it kind of cool that it's like a little secret thing that some people might not know about, and the people that do about it get a little bit of an advantage because of it. And honestly, it's going to be.
But
We won't know how-
Okay, no. The key thing you just said then is they get a little bit of an advantage to it.
Yeah.
How are they getting an advantage when they're just setting them up to troll people and then running away and not actually waiting around? Now, if you're around a landmine or a tripwire grenade, then yes, I completely understand if you're watching it and waiting for someone to set it off. But if you're just setting it up for troll's sake, then it becomes the same problem we used to have with the landmine. And like someone said in chat, Derlef, what a bunch of bollocks. Landmines are designed to maim. They're not designed to kill outright. Never have been. Landmines are designed to cause shock and fucking trauma, and yes, most likely kill you over time if you don't get proper medical treatment. But just to have them, I think they're better served as a troll fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, honestly, I was kind of looking at the kind of base protection thing, but now that you say the troll side of it, it's going to be. I noticed a lot on vanilla. That's where a lot of people just place random, especially landmines. I don't know what it is with vanilla press, but they just go around and place landmines everywhere
It's
randomly.
because they don't stay; they despawn. So
Yeah,
why not? You know what I mean? Just place it. You know what I mean? That's what gets me about the subject is that even if you even this, I mean, I don't know. It's not really an issue to me because it's like they despawn. You know what I mean? So it's not even for base defense. Even though people want this for base defense, they despawn like within.
Do the tripwires despawn? I suppose they do. Probably have about the same despawn time. I'd assume.
I don't know.
Suppose we'll find out.
I would think it's within 2 days.
I think it might be an issue, but we won't. Like we'll have to wait. The game isn't out. Or the update isn't out yet. So maybe a week or 2 weeks down the road, if it's a real problem, they'll fix it. But we won't know until that happens. But honestly, I don't see it being too much of an issue. I see how it's unrealistic and stuff, but
as far as it being an exploit, I've only seen it in a few different places. I don't think a lot of people actually know about it.
Yeah, no.
Okay, the people in the communities know about it, which are big communities, but outside of that, I don't think it's really something that has been pushed around too much.
See, if I wasn't in the podcast Discord, I wouldn't have known about it.
Honestly, I wouldn't have
I
either.
won't name
Won't lie.
names, but it's definitely out there.
Yeah. So look, we'll see in the next.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we'll see how, because the devs have already said, or at least I can't remember specifically who said that it's going to stay. That's what it's meant to be like, and a lot of people definitely voiced their concerns about it, and they still are, because again, as everyone said, it's just going to be the landmine situation all over again. And landmines, when in the previous update, or in their previous update, I should say, they've been improved drastically, in terms of how they're
fucking
actually
everywhere.
meant to function.
They're fucking
Yeah, I mean, they're still everywhere.
Like I
Well,
was on
at least they don't
Spud
kill you
has
instantly.
the DayZ Down Under experimental 1.14 server, which is just pure vanilla. And I did Tizzy, and I picked up 4 and stood on 1, which sadly that weird screen you just saw was me trying to play a video for you all of me stepping on a landmine and it doing literally no damage. It just knocked me out and did literally no damage to me. And I was like, what the hell? I was going to ask you guys how it happened, but sadly the video didn't work. But
well, I can tell you anyway, but yeah.
Oh, tell me.
I mean, as you probably are aware, in the latest or in their recent update, landmines, if you don't wear armor like plate carrier, you will die.
Yeah.
If you wear
I wasn't wearing a plate carrier.
Oh, okay, then fuck. Then I don't know. Then okay, that must actually. What were you wearing? What in terms of like?
I was wearing
what kind of,
boots,
like-
hunting pants, hunting jacket, black high cap vest, and a helmet and a backpack. And I
Okay, that's
literally
actually really weird.
stood on it. I saw it as I was. I missed it the first time I went into the barracks, and then I came out and an infected came at me, and I was mid swing like this, and you see me just look down, and I see the landmine, and then I take the swing forward. I hit the infected. I step on the landmine, and then I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Okay, and then I get up, and I was white health, white shock, but it just knocked me out for 10, 15, 20 seconds. And then I got up again.
Okay, that is actually really weird.
I wasn't even bleeding. Didn't even take a single bleed. It was the most bizarre thing.
It turns out it was the helmet.
Landmines I've always found to be very 50-50.
Yeah.
Either work or they don't. I never use them. I don't. If I see one, I always leave it there. There's no point taking them personally. But yeah, they're always just.
Can you dismantle the trap?
Yes, you can with a screw with the tripwire grenade. You can take the grenade off of the tripwire and magically put a pin back in it. Oh, sorry, no, the pin's already in it. You don't need to magically put it in. And as for the landmines, you need a screwdriver, and you can disarm the landmine with a screwdriver.
I did. So say you're an opponent of the base, and you see the tripwire, you're able to pull the grenade off of the tripwire.
Yes.
Okay.
You can crouch walk over them as well, can't you?
Now you have a grenade in your hand.
Crouch walk or crawl.
I need to write this down because I'm going to make a video on this next week.
Yeah, it is weird.
There you go. It's but yeah, I'm like I said, I watched a little clip Designful posted, and it was him and his mates. They were playing. They were at Tizzy, and one of them ran over a landmine, and they just kept running. It didn't even affect them at all. I think it was a landmine. It was a grenade. I'm pretty sure it was a landmine. And the explosion went off. His mate just kept running. It was like, and they were all completely boggled. They were like, "How the fuck are you still running?" It was like, so maybe some more attention to landmines needs to be.
They need to do damage. It needs to be, if you're not prepared, and I would even go to the extent of, you don't have a blood bag on you, you don't have 6 rags or something like that. It needs to be tweaked to the point where you have a chance of surviving. You need to be full health. If you're low health, sorry, it's all over. They need to be dangerous. I don't think they should be as common. I think they should become like tier 4 loot. Where you can only find them at in the toxic zones and at chopper crashes and stuff like that. So that they're not a dime a dozen. Bear traps, as much as they're used for trolling, they're not as bad. They break your legs. Yes, it can ruin a good run if you're running away from an infected and you step on one and then they're all over you. But the infected do aggro off you once you go unconscious in any case. So They
exactly.
need some tweaking, but I don't agree with insta-death every single time from these items. The F1, or sorry, not the F1, the tripwire grenade, though, I don't mind the grenades being lethal. I don't mind that.
No.
I would like to see it so that, you've got the 4 seconds usually from when it trips to, yes, you've got the little bit of a, but then you've got a chance to run. I would like it as well if you've got the presence of mind to hit the deck maybe. They work on the way that the explosion goes. So it gives you a bit of a chance of maybe surviving if you hit the deck. But I don't mind the grenades. It's just the instant fuse that I don't like on the grenades.
I don't know if you can pull it up. I don't know if it is on YouTube, but if you could find the Running Man OG and the other guy,
that was funny.
It's a great example of the way that it works and how it could be tweaked just a little bit, because the reaction time was definitely off. I mean, he literally had time, OG had time to go across the barracks and come back before it went off and killed
I'm assuming it has something to do with ping.
I don't know. My limited experience with modding server time, it's just, there's timers for everything, spawn rates and how things go off. So it seems like, again, with cooking the grenades, you would be able to, quote unquote, turn down the spawn rate or the timer, whatever it is. Yeah, this video. So I don't know if that's something that
down here, you can kind of see it,
server owners could do, or if that's
most people
probably start
Bohemia
first. Yeah, I
itself.
think that's spot on. I think we'll have
But
it.
this
Let's
is
go.
definitely, you feel like, I don't know, this is a little suspicious. It just seemed like there was a long time in between that.
No, that's 4 seconds.
Yeah,
That's 4 seconds. I just counted it.
Okay.
What was it?
It was a grenade. It was a fucking trap.
See, I think if they made it any shorter, people would be complaining.
I went back and
Like if they made it 2
I didn't
seconds
know what
long,
the sound was, so I went back and looked at it and thought, what
there's not enough time. I think
But even at that point, had he crossed it and it set off the tripwire at that point, it still would have killed them both. And I don't know. To me, that just seemed a little more.
See, if OG had not run back like an idiot and looked at it, because you can see it sitting there.
Right, he would have.
It's right there in the center of its vision.
Yeah, he would have survived. The other guy, I think, was dead, rightly so. He got caught by it because he couldn't get. He had to run back past the grenade. But see, it all comes down to, and this is what I temper with the tripwire grenades. It all comes down to how well the person places it. This one was placed masterfully by the Running Man and Lottie.
If you go back in the video, you'll see that whole argument, or not argument, but discussion of how to place. Yeah.
Yep. They chose a good place. And yes, it was set up for trolling, but it's experimental. People are playing with things just to
absolutely. This is what we need to know.
And I've really got no issue. I'd be mad as heck, but it was a case of, in OG's case, he just stood there like a stunned mullet, staring at it, going, "What happened? What happened?" And then bang, they both died.
Dirty Santa's laughter. That was classic.
I must say, on a personal level, I really did enjoy seeing OG get trolled. But that's very very petty of me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. When I first started watching DayZ, it was OG and Running Man, and I automatically thought of Shaun of the Dead, or maybe it was Minder and OG. But this is Shaun of the Dead right here.
Yep.
Watching these two run around. Yeah.
But yeah, masterful placement. And as much as the people are saying it's going to be common and all the rest of it, I still don't mind, because all it's done is it's made wire a lot more valuable. It's going to be harder to find wire for building a vanilla base now. I don't mind the dying to grenades, because you've still got to actually gather the resources, build the tripwire, place it all in there. It's not just point at a landmine on the ground that you didn't even bother picking up. You just saw it and just arming it, and then just leaving it. It's a set and forget thing. Whereas with this, at least you've got to have You know, I'd even like it if they maybe added another step where you need to have wire cutters on to do the crafting.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But that's splitting hairs. I've got no issue with the grenades killing. I don't like the instantaneous ones where there is no chance to, you know, try. Oh, fuck me, Stimpy. I'm just noticing Stimpy's thumbnail again. God Almighty, that guy is wrong. But I can't stop watching his videos.
They're so good.
They are.
I mean, I say the same thing in my sleep, but we won't talk about that.
But yeah, no. I like I said, I love the tripwires. I've got a couple set up around my base, and you know, they're a great little thing to have because you've got to remember you've got them set. You know, it's an advantage of the realism of DayZ. You know, in Scum, another game which has got some amazing base defenses. Once you set those base defenses, if it's your base, you're immune to them. So you could set them up as an impossible route that people have got to disarm everything to get in, whereas you can just run right over the top of them. DayZ's not like that, and that's one of the things I like about DayZ. DayZ is more brutal and unforgiving.
Yeah,
I like that too.
How long until Bidey runs over one of his own tripwire grenades when the update comes out? I'll give it a week. I'll give it a week.
You know what? That's okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll happen. It will happen. And I'll be fucking ropeable at myself.
And when it happens, if you're streaming it, clip it.
It'll be clipped.
So I want that to be on the clip split.
Mate, 90% of the people who watch me are here to troll me. Look at fucking the chat here. Bloody Scale Speeder, Ike. They only come along here just to take the piss out of me. Brendan's the same.
I'm looking forward to 114 though.
Fucking oath. Speaking of 114, let's talk about your video you did, mate.
Oh yeah. So obviously I've been playing experimental with quite a while over the past since it was out, and I had a load of like ideas for 114 that I thought could make 114 just that little bit better. Not saying that 114 was bad, and I clarified this in the video as well, but just things that there's always something that'll make the game or update even better.
It's why we do this show, mate.
Yeah.
You know, to talk about the things that are great and the things that will make it better. And I liked your video.
Yeah. Now there was, after when I uploaded it and stuff, there was actually a few things that I forgot to mention, which I'll mention here now before I forget them. One of the main things was, since the new 114 update where you can't eat or drink with a gas mask on, the same thing should be able to be done for motorbike helmets, welding masks, and I'd even say the respirator ones, like the masks we wear nowadays with the pandemic, those ones. I think you should have to take them off before you're able to eat or drink. It's just a cool feature, and I don't know why it wasn't done years ago. But yeah, I had stuff like, oh jeez, I can't even remember what my things.
Look at you trying to glitch into that base to destroy the wall by leaning over it.
This base, funny story about this base. This base was the base of the hacker that I got banned on vanilla. So we actually got into it on stream, destroyed everything, tore down his tents, threw all his everything. But yeah, so I had things like mutant animals. I know we talked about that in the podcast Discord and stuff, where you cut up meat and become infected and stuff like that. I was thinking that craftable, what's it called? NPC suits would be really cool with like tarps and duct tape. Why can't I remember half the stuff I had in there? Hold up. Do I actually have this somewhere? The list. I think I have the list somewhere. I do. Hold up.
Thumpgrad's got a good point there. You can open a motorcycle helmet visor and welding helmets flip up.
True, but there's no like, especially when you play in first person, there's no like visual thing of it happening, which if they added that would be even cool. But another thing as well was, if you've played 114, you've noticed that inventory space is a bit of an issue, especially when you're carrying around gas masks. And if you're carrying a couple of them, it becomes a real issue. So I was thinking, and I think we mentioned this here or on the podcast or something, where we could have military bags and hunting backpacks that had an extra attachment on them that was specifically designed for gas masks, so it would actually hang off the backpack instead of being in the inventory of it. I know there's a mod out there for stuff like that, but I don't know. I think it'd be a pretty easy vanilla thing to add. And it would just create a lot more inventory space. And I think, Lad, you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago with having a specific NBC bag attached underneath your backpack, which would hold like your NBC clothing. Would also be another good idea, to free up inventory space.
That's in Masters Mini.
I'm not sure if it's a mod or not, but I know some of the servers you can take pills or bandages and stack them together. I think if you had,
I think that's a mod. Yeah,
might not be able to stack them together instead of taking up an extra 8 slots in your inventory.
I think the reason they done that is to kind of stop it from being like super overpowered. If I was to guess, because if you could just stack them, you could dupe them technically and just keep spawning them in.
Yeah.
But I had, what else did I have? Yeah, I done that. Oh, I had a very interesting idea, and some people liked it, some people hated it. But the idea of if an artillery strike hit a town that your base was in, it would damage your base a bit, and the closer you were to where the strike would hit, the more damaged your base would become over time. And then you'd have to repair it with nails and all that type of stuff. People are like, some people liked it, some people hated it. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it'd be a cool idea, but
I was thinking that it depends what is the explosion. Like, is it nuclear or what is it?
I don't know. I didn't even think that far ahead.
It's a gas. They haven't said what the gas is, but it is just a gas. I didn't like that. I would like just to see, like what Scum does, that bases deteriorate over time, and you've got to constantly maintain your base. So regardless of the explosion, I would like to see it that the health of it slowly deteriorates. The Scum version is fantastic, where you need to get toolkits and use those to repair the health of your base. Otherwise, the longer you leave your base, the weaker it becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the last two things that I had was like, for vehicles mainly, it was like, it'd be cool if you could use lockpicks on a car to like lock it and unlock it, stuff like that. I think that would be just a cool feature and an extra security feature for vehicles. And then also the one with camo nets, so you could hide your car a bit more.
Yep. Totally loved those ideas.
Yeah.
Camo nets, you'd be able to drape them. Sorry, lad?
To be fair, though, you can add the feature of like locking your car and putting camo nets in the car, but for a part of the community would be like, oh, so they can add stuff to the cars, but they can't actually fix them. What the fuck?
Oh, I know,
yeah.
Giving out, but they're going to give out either way, so it's like, may as well just do it.
My first thought was fix the cars first.
I also just want to say, DOJ.
But look, I'll go further on your lockpick idea. That each lockpick should have a unique ID, and if it is used to lock a car, then only that lockpick can open it easier. Another lockpick can, but it might take 5 minutes or something to actually pick the lock. Would be a great little addition, so that it's a genuine lockpicking to unlock it. Same as with doors. If you lock a door, it's locked to your unique lockpick's ID, and another lockpick can pick that lock, but it takes longer, 5 minutes or something like that, to just add to a bit of realism of it. But I thought it was a great video, mate. Fucking really, really good ideas in there.
Yeah, I was just... I had them, and I was like, I may as well put them out there. And it wasn't criticism or anything like that. Again, it was just ideas I had, so why not voice them while they were fresh in my memory?
No, it was criticism, but it was constructive criticism. It wasn't negative criticism, mate. And that's what we're all about here. The only negative criticism we have is fuck Scotty and fuck Anna.
Yeah, naturally, yeah. In fact, DOJ
I'm telling you, I'm pretty high,
chat.
and I still can't reach Hannah.
DOJ just
314-143-430. I gave up.
We all did, mate. Honestly, we all fucking did. You're fine. But yeah, so Scotty was saying, just because we were talking about it, just he was like, Scotty said on a stream that the gas is a toxin and contaminant. So in
Yeah, I
terms
think
of,
he
like,
even mentioned it's
different-
like similar to a mustard gas. But
Yeah,
it isn't exactly
So-
mustard gas. And yes, Dumpgra, it is an aerial explosion or a proximity, they call it, where the fuse is set to detect the range to hitting the ground, and then it explodes in the air and just settles. And I fucking love that animation. Oh my god! Every
it's
time
really cool.
I hear the sound of the artillery about to strike near me, I just stop and I look because I just want to watch it settle. It just looks so fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
It actually
And
is.
it does.
Like just and the potential for what could be added for it in the future is going to be great.
Yep.
As I've always said, in terms of like 1.13 to 1.14, you know, you hear the artillery sounds in 1.13. Obviously, there's no actual striking Chernarus. I've always just thought of as like you hearing the artillery. It's getting rid of the rest of like South Segoria. It's going west to east, so it's just going along the lands. So now it's finally hit Chernarus. It's like, well, what else is coming? I mean, I don't really consider Livonia too much, but I mean, I'll get to that later on towards the end of the podcast. But
yeah, I kind of got a bit of slack for not putting the Livonia toxic zones in my update video. I just mentioned the Chernarus ones and left it at that.
yes,
Now let me.
but it's
Sorry, go for it.
But yes, I was just gonna say, but I was like gonna say it is a good update, and like I said, the potential for it is massive for now, and we can go so many different directions. And you know with what the dev team's been doing and how Scotty's been acting, it's gonna be really, really, really nice to see how it goes up. And when Wednesday hits in 1.14 hits, and we get our new trailer. It better not be a cryptic fucking trailer.
It will be. I guarantee it will be. I don't think they're finished with us yet. I don't think they're just going to drop all the hints. I think they've dropped all these hints that we just weren't aware were hints all the way along.
Yeah.
And then they've given us there's actually a method to our madness, and it's like, and they're going to play with us for a little bit longer.
Yes.
I don't know if this is something that you've established before, but I think you've talked about it. It seems there's a difference between Xbox, PlayStation, and PC trailers. So sometimes we might get a different scenario of the new update versus what everyone else is. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think they're trying to unify it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was different trailers.
Neither did I, before.
No,
Does that
neither
mean
did
that
I.
there's content we've missed?
DayZ Daily Press, the toxic cloud is delivered via artillery. You'll hear the artillery rounds firing off the edge of the map. And then if you're in the area where the strike occurs, you'll either just hear the explosion of the rounds in the distance going off and they're airburst. So it's a cloud that settles over an area. Or if you happen to be right near it, you'll actually hear the rounds come screaming in. And then the explosion loud as fuck near you. They've also done an audio for chopper crashes if you're nearby as well, which I just fucking love. Absolutely fucking love it.
Yeah.
The sound of the hydraulics and as it's crashing in.
The
And
beeping. Yeah, it's just, it's so fucking good.
I really hope they add an animation. I really hope they do. That would just be next level. I don't think they can, but if they added an animation of the chopper going down, oh my god, that would just be next level fucking awesome. Oh,
That it would.
yeah, fascinating idea resurfaces from years ago.
Yes. I've been looking for this video for years because I absolutely love the image that comes with it. Like the proposed map, and it's so fucking cool. It is so nice.
Did you watch this one, Marks?
I think I've seen it. You mentioned this in an older episode before, I think, and that's how I saw it. I'll watch it now as we're kind of going through.
But the idea for this expanded map is fucking awesome. Absolutely awesome. So the channel's game in theory. I'm such a boomer. I'm looking at my display screen and I'm trying to click to get it to skip ahead, and not on the actual.
That's
So if we skip to about here, so he's talking about the actual Chernarus map as we know it, and then if we were to expand it into making it basically at least 4 times as big, if not bigger. Yeah, the end result of what he shows and what he does. Imagine a play area that big.
would be crazy.
I don't even know if it's possible.
It is possible. Yeah, making a map like that. I mean, apart from obviously the legality of with the editing the Chernarus map, but it is possible to make it and to get everything up and running. Whether the server will handle it though is another matter entirely.
Yeah, I was going to ask, isn't Jesus wanting to kind of do something on that scale?
We are all waiting patiently for that response, DOJ.
Yeah.
We are all waiting patiently for that response.
What have they got to lose? What have they got to lose by allowing him to do the 0.62 version? They've got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Fingers crossed for you, mate. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
It would be to DOJ if he had that time and effort to put into it to actually extend the map as well as recreate the 0.62 version. I reckon this would be a great project for him and a bunch of modders, Big Grandpa and well, not modders per se, but map makers to get together and just turn out for the shits and giggles. We start a GoFundMe or something for them to purchase any assets they need to, because you'd need some diversified assets for the houses and stuff like that. For the different climates, because you've got snow and you've got but I think if they got approved and they got a full team and actually did a GoFundMe, the podcast could promote it. I'd make a video on it, promote that. It would get traction, and it would be going to a good cause, and it would either help pay for assets like you were saying, or it would help maybe pay the mappers for their time. Would be cool, but just add Utes if you are making it. Add Utes.
I
want to see that added.
And I mean, just imagine you'd probably like DOJ says, you would need a full team, because I would love to see the map. All of the bases, the tiers completely changed. So you spawn maybe just in the traditional area around here. I'll do it on this, on the Chernarus, and then, like they're saying, it would make cars, it would make the servers that have choppers actually, worth it. Imagine a chopper, you turned Utes into the mega loot island. Add some extra islands as well, like he suggested here, and maybe some high tier 4 loot all around the edges, up in the up in the mountains. The rest of it's all just tier 3 sort of stuff. And to get to the really good stuff, you've got to travel, and it takes you hours. Now, I know that this would not appeal to the casuals. People complain already that DayZ's too big. How often do you see people saying you need to make it so you can spawn wherever you want? It takes too long to catch up with your mates. Imagine your mates all the way over here and you're there and you don't have a car. You're looking at 3 hours or so before you can get together. But for the hardcore fanatics... What was that, Marks?
You can run the entire map now in, just over an hour?
Yeah. Yep.
Even with stamina. If you know where you're going, you can easily do it.
Exactly. I mean, see, the thing is with a project like this, or the potentiality of a project like this, it is really, really cool to think of. And you'd have to have people who are interested in the actual mapping side of it, doing the landscape, and then you have to have people who is going to do the scripting side of it. Because I would imagine that sure, they can still use the normal loot economy and how it functions, but in terms of actually getting the server to fucking boot up to load everything like that, it's going to be very fucking spicy. And then you're going to have people who is going to do the the new buildings and whatnot, because as you said, you got to make the buildings a bit more unique and whatnot, the potential of actually creating an actual city in the new map to make it really nice and detailed would be really, really fun to have. And you can have it in the potential for like different kind of like server types to play. Because yes, sure, you could have 60, but a map at this size and this like grand scale, if you have a good server provider, I would easily be like 120 pop servers, and maybe more.
Yep.
I think this is doable without a shadow of a doubt. I think it's like a genuinely good idea that could be done if they get approved, obviously. But if they did get approved, I think there's no reason why they couldn't. Especially if there was obviously doing it for free. It's like, okay, yeah, you can spend a certain amount of time. But if you generally raised like a GoFundMe or something, hit a target, whatever that estimated fund would be, and if they hit it, they go full steam ahead at it and do it and get it out there and either release it as a mod or release it as just their own servers or something, whatever way they want to do it. I think there's nothing stopping them from doing it apart from just getting everybody and everything in order. And I definitely think Chernarus, I don't know why it's never been added, but I think Chernarus has always been missing like a nuclear power plant that's gone wrong, like Chernobyl, but not Chernobyl, if you get me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always needed something like that around that map. So
definitely.
Something else to add.
I mean, heck, even the concept map that this video links to that you can download and have a look at, like I'm looking at it right now. And, you know, yeah, sure, it's an old map at this point and it uses whatever. It's still like a really, really good. It needs an enhanced tizzy. Underground, please. Underground. Make it underground. I want an actual underground part, DOJ, please. You know, my love for underground areas is the same for your volumetric clouds. So, but like you could have so much more. And that, like I said, that concept map is a really good bit to base it off. Like, yeah, sure, you know, you've got the actual outline of South Zagoria in like the in-game maps, but for the rest of it, your imagination is your really good fucking friend. So I'd fucking pitch in. Like I would genuinely learn more stuff to do a terrain builder to help. Just to do bits and bobs. I would gladly fucking join in and help.
I'd donate it, I'd promote it. Fuck, it wouldn't bother me.
Hell yeah. Know? But it all depends. It all depends if we are actually allowed to do it, because doing it based on the 0.62 map would be the best way to go about it, because that's like a tenth of the work done right there.
Oh yeah, look, I know we've got the map link, Dumpgra, but the idea of a map that is just that big, I'm sorry, but that is just too good to a concept to not explore further. So I think we need to chat with DOJ and others who might be involved in this, find out what we need to do, and let's just see if the community is willing to get behind it as well, and see what we can grind out of this whole game.
I think we might have a chat after the show as well, because it could be a good idea. A very, very good idea.
DOJ, are you free right now, mate? Jump in if you are, because it would be good to find out more about this. Because Melbourne and Florida, what do you guys think of this?
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely more on the hardcore vanilla side, so I'd be down for it.
For sure. 100%.
Something to just blow it up. And like, it is a big map. Chernarus is a big map. You know, there's I can't think of another game that's got a bigger map than DayZ, off the top of my head. But to make it even bigger, make those cars actually fucking worth gold. The servers that run choppers, you know, just there's so much room. There's so much room to expand out. I like what he said about the rivers as well. DayZ's never really played with the rivers too much.
Yeah,
Livonia's got the river, but you know,
it's only one.
Yeah,
needs more.
Other than the means of transportation, I haven't found much use in any of the interior waterways.
Yep.
Like you could have boats on it and everything, and make because the thing when you add helicopters to a server now, that yes, it's cool, but You fly from one side of the map to the
Yes.
other in what? 3-4 minutes?
Yep.
Maybe?
Not even that.
You don't
Yeah,
even, you don't
it's
even
like-
really need to think about fuel. Have I got
No.
enough fuel to make the flight there and back and things like that? It's
Like-
just
If a flight was 10 minutes long, that'd be cool. And that's lowballing it now, but you could probably go longer. But
well, he even
Yeah, I
talks in
think
this
so.
about you're flying out to Utes and you get lost flying in your helicopter because you
Yeah.
can't navigate properly and you end up crashing in the sea and losing your chopper and all the rest of it. But it's a case of too bad, get good.
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah,
Go on.
I think it'll be interesting to get the communities kind of thoughts on this. Getting the general players as well as the modders and everything else thoughts on a map like this. So it's going to be really, really cool to see what happens with it. I'd be so down for something like this.
Fucking oath.
Oh, same here.
I don't
Fucking
think
oath.
the size of the
Honestly,
map would slow anybody down. I think it's how available are cars. You know what I mean? How available are, what are the mods that are added to the server?
And that would be a wet
Even
dream if you could
so.
make it so that the entire server has a snow variant as well. That would just be an absolute wet dream like he's showing on screen. But, it's baby steps. Let's even see if this is possible first and then, go from there.
Winter's South Segoria. Yes.
Which section is Livonia on that big map of the whole area?
Oh, it's Livonia's in a completely different part of the world entirely.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, with South Segoria and all that kind of stuff, like I said before, like you could just do so much with it. It's like I really hope that the legal team approve of the base map that DOJ wants to publish. That'd be really cool. And then obviously they get in talks with DOJ and the potential team about what the legality of what they can do with the map, obviously in terms of if they're allowed to sell it or anything like that, which I know they won't anyway, but obviously there's stuff like that that's got to be done. But just being able to be like, right, you spawn on you spawn at Chen, all right, you get yourself geared up, you head north, you go to Tizzy, you do all that kind of stuff, and it's like, right, I've got all this really cool gear, I'm going to continue west to go to Miroslavia or something like that. Maybe there's some extra stuff there that you can find. You have to have reasons to continue heading west.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of having Tizzy being that ultimate spot where you get the best loot, maybe that awesome best loot is in, say, referring to the concept map, maybe it's in the mountains, maybe there's a mountain base, maybe with 1.14 and above, maybe that's where the artillery's actually coming from.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like the potential is just amazing for it. So, if just fucking let him get on with it, dude. Please, just give him permission, for fuck's sake. just do it. There's absolutely because when you publish all the mod and you do everything like that, it's fine. It's fine. Just do it. Just let him fucking get on with it. Let us play 0.62 Chinaris in 1.14, please.
Gib, please. We shall
Bob,
see.
skip, please.
We shall see.
We shall see, exactly.
Yep.
We sure will.
I did a poll. Surprise, surprise.
Oh
Oh,
God, another one.
I still don't
Yeah,
know
it
if
was
we go
amazing.
ahead with doing the podcast Christmas awards. I think it was a fun, novel idea, but I honestly think I'm just going to let it be a one-off thing. Not enough of the community is really behind it to warrant doing it again. That's just how I feel. What do you guys think?
I-
The idea.
Sorry, what was that?
I was saying that I like the idea,
I think it's a cool
but then
thing.
again, that would be the first one that I'd seen. Had you done it?
I'll be 100% honest. I voted no.
Yep.
It's a cool idea, but I think I'm not sure if it was, but it seemed like it kind of caused a bit of tension.
Yes, it did
between people because we were in there as well, and obviously when it's very kind of in a way it's a little bit unfair, especially in the content creator side of things when you have like a really small channel and then the running man's or minder in there. Of course, the running man's and minder are always going to win. So it's kind of like I've because I was in some of them last year and I knew I was never going to win, but it was still that kind of thing where it's like this is a bit unfair because we're just going to get stomped over by these bigger guys. And
the running man even admitted that himself. He replied in a tweet.
I was just looking at that,
and I didn't see that I didn't see his reply or anything like that, and so I just personally I wasn't really a fan of it. Was it last year?
Last year,
it was last year.
Yes,
and but look, again, it's up to the people if they want it. I'm not going to.
It's up to us.
Cross over it,
it's up to us. Based on the feedback. And yes, the majority did say yes, but that's still a large percentage of people who say no. And I honestly think, and I'm skewing this as well with, obviously, because this came from my Twitter account. There's a lot of people who support what we do on the show, and I thank you all for doing that. But just say the running man had tweeted it out. I reckon you're going to find the majority of people would say no, even though he won the lion's share of the big awards last year. So I think we leave it as a one-off. We're still going to do a Christmas show, and I'm just going to find some generic things that we just talk about. Some videos that really blew off, and we just pick and choose a few things. I'm going to ask Don to do his recap like he did last year. Don, you're in chat. I know I haven't said this to you yet, but Don did a really cool little recap video of the year that was, and I'd really like him to do one again. Like Derlip saying, making some kind of gala without awards would be fun. They're just showcasing fun stuff content creators have done and so on. And I think that's the better way to go, rather than having a quote-unquote popularity contest that people vote on. And I don't want tension. That was not the intention of last year's awards. It was meant to be something fun, and it caused me no amount of fucking stress. So I think we'll let it slide for now. Well, not for now. We're going to let it slide and just instead, pick and choose some stuff throughout the year. We at the end of every show, we do our spotlight or highlights. Just ask people, even viewers who are in chat. I'd like to get as many people who are watching the Christmas show to pop in and, what was your highlight of the year? And just ask people as opposed to voting and making it a popularity contest. So I think that's the better way to go. Yeah. What do you guys reckon?
100%.
Doing it that way is a lot more personal, which I like, because that's what we're a community run podcast, and we are very, very personal podcast. We get on people every single weekend of all walks of life, who are all interested in the same thing. That's obviously DayZ. So having that kind of thing going on in the Christmas stream, it would be absolutely wonderful. Just having people come in, having a laugh, all giving each other shit and that and all that kind of stuff. Be like, what was your highlight? What really made you enjoy DayZ this year? Doing that would be so much better than making a popularity contest. And as you were saying, Boydie, last year you had a lot of stress and you were so thankful it was over and done with, because there was just so many other issues apart from obviously the voting. So it's not a good idea to have it again this year, but instead just keep the message that we always do and just have that personal connection.
Don's got a good idea there. Should do a vote on favourite update or item added. Favourite update's going to be 1.14 by a landslide.
Easily.
But yeah, maybe a few little things like that are generic, and just we could do just some simple little polls on things like that.
I don't, for the life of you, do a battle royale that's in the pitch black again. It's impossible to see, I think.
Oh yeah, that was. I would like to do some sort of big epic event again, but we'll work on that. I've got to have a chat with Dewan about that actually. Lots of interesting ideas, but yeah, we won't do the big awards and all the rest of it. That was a nice one-off, but yeah, we'll focus. Like you said, lad, it's meant to be a positive show. Is meant to be a positive end of the year wrap up. A few weeks off before we get started again in the new year, and yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm more.
What we need to look forward to.
Us Americans do love our award shows and real life streams, but I'll go with the community on this one. I think it's better that it's something that I've often thought about. Is the camaraderie is better than the
competition,
fighting against each other.
Yeah,
competition, absolutely. So that I'll second that motion. Damn it.
And thank you to everyone who voted. It was nice to know so many of you did enjoy it. But I think it's not so much that we're getting rid of it. I think we can just do better. Do better, podcast. Do better. Build back better.
Got to do better.
And just keep improving.
Exactly. That's the main thing. We take what we've learned in the past on the chin, and we improve on it. And when we make a mistake, we realize that mistake, and we'll just work on it, and that's it.
That's life in general.
Exactly, and it'll be the best way to go about it in this new way. But it's only September. We've still got 3 more months. It's not impossible to get worse. Fuck you, Ike. But we've still got 3 more months to go.
3 months to the day, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 months to the day for Christmas Day. So we've got plenty of time to think of some really cool ideas. Yep. But regardless, we just hope that you guys continue to stick with us and take the piss out of us.
We'll have to get a good line of guests up for that show.
I'm going to go with Scales Peter. I want a refund.
Get fucked.
I got my sticker in my mug. I want a refund.
Ask DayZ to let us play the Survivor Games DLC as a one-off. I don't think they'll do that. I think they just want that to have died a death and people forget about it. But yeah, Survivor Games. Oh my God, my wet dream. Guys, we are getting near the end of the show. Let's do some individual highlights. Melbourne, what's something that's occurred recently that you really want to shout out, mate?
Oh man. You put me on the spot. I would say give smaller. Something I want to tell people is give smaller servers a chance.
Yes,
because I feel like there are a lot of servers out there that have a lot of unique ideas, and I post them in the podcast server suggestion stuff. And I think people think that they're my servers, and they're not. They're just I'll go pick a random server that has 2 people on it just to see what it's like. You know what I mean?
I do the same.
I wish people would give smaller servers a chance, even if it's not your playstyle. Just give it a chance, because I know it looks like DayZ Colony is pretty they've already existed, but they have unique ideas. Each faction or community within the server actually controls an NPC, so you have to interact and you have to create a relationship with those people in order to use their traders. And I just thought that was a unique idea. So each community within the server actually has to communicate with each other, because one controls that trader and it's blocked off. And and it was just there was 3 or 4 people on that server, and I was like, well, I don't care, I'll just join it and see what it's like. And that's totally unique. So I wish people would give servers.
It's not always about player count, folks. It's not always about player count. No. Remember, it's an apocalypse, and sometimes it's good to be able to just lose yourself, and then when you do see someone, it adds to the tension of the situation. And lots of really good small servers out there.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. And I was actually thinking about you guys were telling me, Boydie was telling me about all it takes is small clips, to become a content creator.
Yep.
An idea I had, and if anybody wants to comment on it, an idea I had to do was just going into servers and making videos about small servers that deserve attention.
Great idea. Eric Johnson saying in chat there, even Mark, you should do more of them. your rearmed one blew it up, and other servers that have got a good little angle, and that's the key. That's the key. These servers have got to remember, because we've talked about this in the past, but there are thousands of servers out there. Too many servers. There are too many fucking servers out there. But when someone comes up with a novel take on a way to set it up, whether it be faction based or whether it be like a Escape from Tarkov knockoff or something like that, then people need to become aware of them. And having, whether it be you, Melbourne, or you, Marks, or someone highlighting these servers, showing people what they're doing, because often a lot of money goes into these servers.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
I've, even though I don't upload many server hives, I genuinely do check out a lot of small servers. Especially, whenever I'm scrolling through Facebook, I'm in the DayZ standalone community, and the amount of server promotions I go through there every day is astonishing. But sometimes I'll see a server, I'll read it, and I'll be like, "Oh, that kind of sounds," but I'll give it a go. I'll screenshot it, and I'll come back to it later on. I'll actually go on and see it. And I do play and check out a lot of very, very small servers. And I just have to find one yet that's like truly unique, like the way Rearmed was. Like Rearmed was totally different to something we'd never seen. And there's a lot of servers out there now that are small servers but are copying their style at the moment, because that's what became popular. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if I do find something that is unique and something we haven't seen before, I'll more than likely cover it.
What really stops me is the experience to make those videos, and then kind of like creating a checklist of how to show off that server. That's really what stops me.
Like it took me 3 days to make that Rearm video, just to record. So it's a lot of work. Definitely, it's a lot of work.
I just realized we had forgotten a segment as well. But you carry on, Marks, and we'll come back to the other segment.
Yeah. Okay. I've just finished, but the thing is as well with those like highlight videos, I always have to say this to like server owners. I never expected like the way that Rearm video was to explode. I thought it would get, honestly, generally thought it would get about 15,000-20,000 views. It's now nearly at 120,000 views. It's insane. But like I've done server promotions and like those servers filled, but I've done videos on other servers that I've promoted before that's gotten 50,000 views and the servers are still empty. It's up to the audience whether they like it and actually want to go and play on it.
Yep, it's up to you to have an enticing product that people want to play on, lad.
Yeah, it's about the content. Like you can do all the advertisement, you can have the best advertisement in the world, but if your server content is just outright terrible, people are not going to play. Like Rearmed, it's like the way that I see it. It's I guess it's going to be a bit weird for me to say, considering I develop for Extracare, but I mean it was very, very unique. It was a very, very unique idea. And they implemented it absolutely fantastically. And you do get a lot of servers copying it and mimicking it. And some people taking like the idea, like Extracare, for example, who take the idea and put their own spin on it. And that's it. Like, and then you'll get other servers who are the generic PvP server. But then you'll get other servers that have like the Honey mod, or like a really good like the Metallurgy mod, or the Hell's Retex Survival, all that kind of stuff. It's like, as long as your server has something actually valuable to work towards, something that actually makes players really interested to learn it and to get involved, and it isn't just a straight up loot and shoot, then you're gonna have your players.
And like what you're referring to is kind of like when you first start playing DayZ, and how much you have to learn to be skilled is what draws you in to spend so much time in it. That's like exactly what you're getting at, the metallurgy and the hive and all of that.
Like there was something JLK said to me. It was like a week or two after that video blown up, and I think he'd seen it as well. And he said to me, it only took somebody making a video about that server for that server to blow up, because it was that good, and everything was implemented that well. Like if I didn't make that video, that server probably, I don't know if it would have still be popular today. It'd be, it's kind of crazy to think of it like that.
Little way,
but it's insane.
I think
And-
the
and
reason
that's
a
it.
lot of. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on, mate. Go on.
I think so Dumpgraw actually said this to me, and I thought it made a lot of sense. I think a lot of the reasons that a lot of servers fail or they're dead is that the person that made that server, whether it's a group or individual, they made it for themselves versus making it for the community. So like
Mhm.
That's what I did.
Right. So like,
Yeah.
and I've done that too. I've made servers that were for me, and then nobody played them. You know.
And that's it. And it's like us at X2K, like we make it for the community, and whereas we are, and we take feedback and suggestions all the time, and we are stern and harsh about some suggestions because we have like a baseline of like what is purely X2K, what is at the heart of the project, and then we have like, okay, what can add to it, what can people's suggestions add to it, and we take that in. It's just like we actually genuinely listen, and we try and fix what we can and try and add what we can, with it being an alpha stage. But heck, even the alpha beta stable release for a modded server is, as far as I'm aware, really fucking new and unique. And right now, it's like every weekend we get people, especially in the Americans, giving us shit because it's like, right, it's just gone 12 a.m. What open 7? It's like, nah, mate, you're fucking waiting. We're all going to bed. Fuck you. So, but it's even stuff like that. It's like if your content is good, if your staff team genuinely cares, and they take criticism on the chin, and they genuinely like talk about the feedback and suggestions, you've got a good combination for a brilliant server.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like DayZ Daily Press is saying, it may pop when a content creator plays and asks their followers to play on it, but then it's up to the admins to keep those new players interested. If not, it can be become stale once again, or stalled once again. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with like Rearmed and probably X2K as well. They're always updating, always making changes, constantly figuring out, tweaking it, doing this and that and everything to it, so it's like it's not getting stale. Sometimes like on Rearmed I'll swap from it'll be summer churners one day, 4 days later it'll be winter churners for like 3 days, and then they'll swap back again and stuff and keep it fresh. And it's a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, and it's like with X2K, yes, I know we keep plugging it, but with the 3.0 content update that we've got coming, it's absolutely wonderful what CAF's been doing, especially. But we're going to be bringing in more systems, and we're going to be tweaking a lot more stuff, and that's it. And it's like if we didn't have any care or compassion for our project and in the community, we would have just said, "Fuck it, this is stable release. Get there you go. Thank you very much."
Yeah.
But right now, it's obviously not in that. It's not in that state. It's not ready.
And you've got to sacrifice a lot to make a server pop as well. There's a lot of time involved in behind the scenes admin, whether it be developing mods, purchasing mods, liaising with someone who's creating content for you. There are servers out there that have spent thousands, probably tens of thousands, on stuff for their server. So
yes,
it's not just expect it to pop and it's going to be a money maker for you. It's a constant drain on the wallet to keep your content relevant.
It's great
you
say that.
Exactly.
I was actually on From Hell They Came, and they sent me the link to like look at the clothing models and the gun models, and like I seen the cost, and it's like one little image is like $100, and I'm like, wow. And imagine like what it'll cost to get them to give you different colors and like and I instantly
it
donated
depends on who
that
makes
day.
it for you as well. Someone like Winstride, he's renowned as being one of the, if not the best in the business. So you pay a premium to get something made by Winstride, as opposed to someone who's unknown and trying to establish themselves. So,
and that's why these big servers then get their own dev teams in house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then they get whatever they want instantly. If Rearm's the same, XK is probably the same as well. Where it's like you can just have your stuff there, you send a message and you'll get it, but you just have to pay them and you get a fixed rate or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly, and it's like all I'm pretty much certain that most, if not all, DayZ servers have their own little dedicated dev team. And they all have their own little skill sets and what they can do. Like I do textures and 3D models. Not Banana does scripting. And it's just us two. And then obviously you've got Calf who does like the level design, and he's the main head. And it's like, it's a 3-man dev team. And other servers, they have like 5 to 10 people in their dev team all doing different things. And it's like, some of them get paid, some don't. And it's like, the people who don't get paid, they just do it purely out of their own free time and passion. It's fantastic, and it shows. Even the people that do get paid, and it shows. And people can make livelihoods of stuff like this, and it's really, really, really cool. And heck, you know, especially if you do really good work, it can get your foot in the door in the whole industry as a whole. So even if you are just making a random modded server for DayZ, if it's well and good enough, it can go somewhere not only for your community, but for yourself as well. So
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go, folks. He's taking commissions right now.
But that's why I picked the low pop servers or the new servers because of what you said. Like, who could, if say I had an amazing idea, right? I have an amazing idea for a server. I know exactly how I want to set it up, and it's completely unique. You agree with me that it's completely unique. I don't know how to script. I don't know how to 3D model. I don't have any friends that do that. I've not made any friends in the DayZ community. So like them trying to, I wouldn't say rival because it's a community. You're not trying to compete with each other. But ultimately, they're going to play your server versus mine, you know, if they have similar concept, you know what I mean? Because you have that dev team. Like, I'm not going to sell his server, but I met a guy named Bolvine, and he runs World of Ash.
Yep.
And he has amazing lore in there. He's got a lot of great ideas. I've sat in a chat and talked to him about it, and I've donated to the server and everything. He just doesn't have the people. He doesn't have the staff. And I would even go into doing that. But I mean, right now I just want to be a player. But if I had that ability, I believe in his idea so much so that I would work with him for free, you know, if I had that ability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Give it a shot, but you've got to make sure, be aware that you're going to be going up against some very, very well-organised teams. There are so many good communities out there that have their own internal dev teams and the connections to the some of the big names of people who can create some amazing shit for to differentiate you. But that's the key. Do something different. Come up with your own spin on it to differentiate you from everyone else out there who's trying to do the same as you. But yeah.
Exactly.
Now, the segment that we forgot was the same segment that we forgot last week. The
clips.
The clips. And we've only got one person submitted clips this week. That's that Geordie Gaming guy. So give me 1 second.
Well, I suppose we could go through the clips from last week as well.
They're gone. Archived.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
See that, Chewy? Okay. Did you see him? Yeah. Above. It's coming down now. Where are you? He might be looking at you out the window. I'm in a room. Is that you moving around or him? That's him. You too.
Bang.
Oh.
And they are kidded.
Dead?
Fucking dead.
Oh shit, was that you? Yes, that was me. Fuck. Come on, Ben. Check these guys are dead, Chewy, in the hole. Alright, third guy's dead. Sorry, ma'am.
Not a single bleed.
3 dude.
Tries the play carrier.
Now that's pretty cool. All I was thinking though, imagine if they were having to use VoIP and communicate with the other guys there. Both sides having to use VoIP. Oh my dear Lord. Oh my dear Lord, that would have been awesome. What else did he have?
Those friendly fire moments are the worst.
Yeah.
Dr. Womble Finch. I've had it before where we were in a field and me and my brother fighting a lot of guys, and for whatever reason, my brother suddenly thought I was the enemy as I was 4 feet in front of him and shot me in the back. Killed me. Just gunned me down.
I did that just before I came on here. I was up at Kamensk with my friend Tim, and I just keep getting one-hit bleeds. One-hit bleeds. Like, every time I get attacked by a zombie, and I'm just like, all right, I'm done with this. And I had a blaze. And I'm quickly turning around because he knows I'm frustrated. So I think he was trying to kill the zombie for me because I was frustrated. I turn around, I shoot my blaze. It goes through the zombie and kills him. And we were talking, and he's just completely silent.
Oh, wow.
He was like, well, back to the coast.
Yeah. It's the worst, but look, it happens.
Yeah, it was probably literally like 10 minutes before I got on the podcast chat.
Oh, bless you.
Can always be annoying, but look, it happens. It's what makes DayZ, I suppose, at the end of the day, doesn't it?
It certainly does, yep.
You can also tell how long someone's been playing DayZ based on their comms, like when you're raiding or you're PvP.
Yeah. Sure can.
Okay. Next one. Caught unprepared. 2v1 hipfire win. DayZ shorts. I've got to learn to hip fire more. I've got to get better with hip firing.
I still make that mistake too.
I have so got to learn how to hip fire.
The deadliest
still
hip fire is
trying to
pistol hip fire, I'm telling you.
Yeah?
Oh, mate.
Yeah. Definitely.
And the only way to use that new FAMAS is hipfire. There's no ADS in that thing.
Oh,
mate,
it's terrible.
You should see the the hip fire for the new weapon I made. Ooh,
Nasty.
it's great. Oh, mate, it's great.
On 1080p, why is it so blurry?
I suppose it's just the way that the video's been rendered itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That minigun he's holding, by the way, is really cool.
What map is this?
Deer
You
Island.
wasted everybody in that car.
That's a map I need to play more of. I
Same.
only played it once. Yeah, it looks like Deer Isle.
flank.
Friendly.
Dory's in a
Get the
firefight.
fuck out of here.
Jesus.
He just annihilated the whole squad just now with a minigun.
Motherfuckers.
Wow. Armour for the win on that one. There was a lot of hitting there and not going down, but yeah, that's holy crap. They're the sort of PvP moments you just don't forget, do you, Marks?
No.
When you take out a full
Definitely
big
don't.
squad. Especially when you get them all in a car like that. And yeah.
It's the worst when you're not recording and you get something like that. I was like, oh, it happened to me recently. I was fucking raging after it.
I've got to play with my shadow play settings because obviously there's something wrong with them. It's not actually recording the footage. I might have it maybe
I don't
set
even
too
have it.
high.
Don't even have it enabled. I need to turn it on.
But yeah, definitely some good moments there. Remember, folks, I'll start the thread for next week. Anyone can post a link there. You just need to be the owner of the content, and we will showcase it on the podcast. That Geordie Gaming guy only has 25 subscribers, folks. I'll share a link to his channel in chat. Yeah, like we said earlier, we're all about trying to put the focus on anyone and everyone. If you like DayZ content, the shorts are all the rage at the moment, aren't they, Marks?
Yeah, well, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I use TikTok for them. I don't. Yeah, I don't put them on YouTube personally. I put them on TikTok, but put them either where, anywhere, it doesn't matter.
Have a plan, have a plan. Even you see the big guys are doing them now, but they've created a second channel though. Minder's got one, Sour Sweet's got one, so it doesn't fuck with the algorithm on their channel. YouTube is a very complicated beast, folks. It can be an absolute fucking nightmare. But anything like we were saying, Melbourne and Florida, anything, just start posting them. Little tiny clips. Posted this for last week. What have you got there, Derlef? Let's watch that one. Give me a sec. I remember watching this one.
That's a big rip.
That's a good one. Stimpy.
Okay.
Stimpy. That would have been, oh my dear Lord. And yeah,
I like how he didn't even.
Yeah, like
he didn't even try and run.
Chat. Love how he accepted his fate there. Just crap.
Yeah, I think we might
I wondered that. He heard the Zed, thought I'd run in and hide. I've noticed though, like I know we're getting near the end of the show. I've noticed I'm now being more cautious in 1.14 experimental. I'm taking. I never really bothered too much about landmines, even when they were fatal. It was a case of if it happens, it happens. But now with the tripwire grenades, I don't know about you guys, but I am taking my time when I'm looting, particularly high value areas, trying to look and see if there's a landmine or if there's a tripwire grenade set up sneakily behind the door. It's really changed the game.
Yeah, it has. I still run around like a madman, and I just I loot barracks by running through them, so I just kind of run through them. I look at the floors and going through them, make sure there's no landmines, but if there's nothing there, then I just keep running. Probably not the best way to do it, but
Michael, thank you so much. And just rest assured, mate, I did buy the missus $50 worth of Kindle credit. She was very, very grateful and is looking through now at the books that she's going to be buying. So thank you so much for your continued madman support, mate. Just a quick shout out as well to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/878 Survivor FM. We're growing, folks. Soon I might be able to actually start paying Lad and Mark the salary. Who knows? They do this out of the goodness of their heart.
No, mate, if it ever gets to that stage, just put the money to a charity or something. I don't.
You actually made a comment the other day though, Lad, that made me very, very happy. Because you've been streaming a bit lately, so let's do a bit of a shameless plug for you, mate. And you're enjoying the fact that you're actually seeing some of the names you see in chat during the podcast coming in and chatting with you. Marks, do you get the same?
Oh yeah, I get a lot of them.
Yeah, but again, that's one of the things I like about the show is the community that we're building around the podcast and the people in the podcast. And that is great seeing you getting some support over on your channel when you're streaming, whether it be modding or gameplay, Lad. It's good to see and good to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it has been fun, like, you know, because I've streamed DayZ before. You know, this is the third time I've actually tried to do something with it.
Get some traction.
And it's this time it's actually like, you know, Melbourne, you know, you've been watching, you've been popping in when you can, and it's been really, really fucking cool. It's been really nice. And Florida, I saw you talk in the podcast last week. I'm not too sure if you actually popped in one of my streams yet, but the attention, I wouldn't say the attention, but the support I have actually been getting when I've been streaming has been great. And I've been wanting to stream again the past couple of days, but I just haven't had the time. I was supposed to yesterday, but I got too wrapped up in a new game I bought. Whoops. So
yep.
Maybe once I fix my thermal throttling issues with my graphics card tomorrow, maybe I'll stream. Womble, I have no stream schedule. I don't, because it's just one of those things where it's like, if I have time, no, Marks, stop it. No.
Leave it in. Extra easy follows.
Oh, fine. But like, I don't have a stream schedule. I just stream when I want and I talk about what I want. In fact, I actually uploaded a clip from the Birthday Livonia stream, which I do want to talk about a little bit for my spotlight. I'll post that in there as well, so people can watch. But it was such a fun stream. It was like, that stream was when I realized it was like,
I was watching when this happened.
Chat, you're fucking ruthless.
That there.
Oh my god. You freaking loot goblin.
But he left the peaches.
Run away! I went back for them.
He got so tripped up he left the food.
Mate, I didn't see, this is the thing. I didn't shut the fuck up, Signer. Like,
He's
I wanted
so backwards, man.
I didn't want to fucking. This is the whole thing. I didn't want to kill him. I saw him, and he was going to attack me at first, but I reeled back. He was like, "Look, I'm friendly," but my voice wasn't working. So it was like, when he realized I wasn't going to kill him, then he just kind of stuck around, and he kept following us, and he was sticking very close, and then he just stood there. And chat, meanwhile, was going absolutely ballistic. Like, they were like, kill, blood, kill. And it was like, I don't want... It was like the voices in my head were like, please.
We were, even I was.
So I did it anyway.
But the thing is, put it into context. That guy was creeping on you. He crept up on you and came running at you at one point, and we were like, nah, that's it. He's a dead man. And you were being nice, actually. I was quite surprised. But no, he signed his death warrant when he was stalking you. But yeah.
People in stream chats are ruthless. It's the same with me. Like, I'll be playing and I'll be like friendly. And usually I don't like killing people on the coast unless they try to have a go at me. And we'll be next to a friend. He'll have no gear at all. And I'll be like, no, I'm not going to kill him. Chat's like, kill him, take his food, kill him, beat him up, kill him. I'm just like, no. And then you just have to eventually do something, like our chat will just kill you.
Okay, we got one barn, one bear. Console clip. Close that fucking door. Oh, Jesus. You were lucky. You were so lucky then.
Holy shit.
Bloody hell.
Oh,
Holy
man.
Holy shit, that was...
Especially now that they buffed them again.
Was good.
Okay, Chris, that's a new deal.
Stop right there.
But there's a new pump.
Yeah, they're really buff now. I haven't run into one yet, but I'm surprised it won't be long until
I'm glad they've given them the buff again. They needed to be scary. They need to be like the panic-inducing fear of almost any moment when you hear that bear running at you. Yeah, Russ, quick, post it in the chat, mate. I'll click on the link. Not a long one. We only do short clips on the podcast. You know, just little clips to showcase your channel. But yeah, no, I'm loving all the little clips in that. Yeah, I'm getting back into some of the bigger videos as well. Time is always the killer. But these little clips, they're a great way to start growing your channel, start diversifying. Like I tell everyone, diversify, get yourself on as many platforms as possible. You never know what's going to happen. Twitch has got issues going on in the background with DMCA and all sorts of stuff. And you just need to diversify. And, you know, like Mark's is doing, putting them on TikTok. Don't expect Twitch or YouTube even or anyone to do your marketing for you. You need to be out there and spreading your own stuff. So this is another... And yep, go for it.
As well, a little tip for like those maybe people out there. Try to keep language, like bad language, to a minimum and don't use copyrighted music. I know it might sound cool, not cool, but in the future it'll mess you up. It's happened to me when I was monetizing older videos. I'm getting hit with now constantly. So keep the language to a minimum and don't use copyrighted music. YouTube has its own audio library. If you're uploading to YouTube, it's all free to use. Use that. That's what I did.
Or spend a few bucks and get yourself a subscription to Epidemic Sound, which has got a really, really good library of music. Really good. Most of the big name guys are using Epidemic Sound. Just because of the quality of the artists that upload to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So first bear encounter in Livonia. I love bear encounter videos. Oh, you've only got a pumpy. Oh, and you okay. This would be like me, Derla. Slow with the Yep.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance.
No. You pretty much want to have a Vega or a Sega, or you are screwed when it comes to a pump action shotgun.
See, I would have just ran. I wouldn't have tried.
Oh no, mate! Don't even bother with running.
I would have just stood there, let him hit me, knocked me out, and then left it run off, and then it's on my way.
I wouldn't have fought either.
That video you on Tactics.
Oh yeah, that's stupid there.
When a freshie breaks in DayZ Livonia.
Killing me! Do it! Killing me! Killing me! Fucker missed. So damn bad.
Someone shoot at you, I think.
Yeah, he missed! I was like, killing me! Ow. Kill me! Kill me! You suck so much, you fucking idiot. Kill me! Kill me!
How this team's fucking missing so much.
Ah!
Rats fucking lost it.
That's getting
If
crazy.
there was any video to promote console aiming,
Jesus,
this is it.
Brad, calm down. You should scare the children.
Ow!
Killing me.
Get it! Hey man, I'm about to lie. Get me!
No, you just can't get them locked inside of him. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
The zombies will screw him over now.
Oh my god. You really good troll.
I don't want with the zombies! Killing me!
What the fuck?
What the hell?
That was good. That was good. And that's, again, it's another sign of the moments that you could have in DayZ. You were going to die no matter what, so you got to have some fun on your way out. That's good. 2 guys, 1 nade. I like that we're getting some console stuff.
God, that screen tearing. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Oh, what a fucking kill.
Nice.
Nice.
There we go. But yeah, I love that we're getting some decent little console clips coming through to the community as well. Yeah, we're actually starting to get a bit of a following from the console community as well, which is great because it's such a big part of DayZ now. For the PC Master Race people, love it or hate it, console DayZ is here to stay. And if you're lying if you don't admit that console has helped keep this game being supported. Okay, more individual spotlights. What about you, Florida? What's something that you want to shout out, mate?
He's out being a Florida man.
He is.
Wrestling a crocodile.
Florida.
What about you, Marks? What's something you want to shout out, buddy?
I'm going to shamelessly plug myself. I know it's a scummy thing to do, but I'm going to do it
it's
anyway.
not, mate. That's what we're here for.
Next week is going to be a busy week for all things DayZ with the update. So I'm going to have hopefully an hour or two after the update drops. I'll have the update video. Then I'll be live. And I'm going to have
do another day in the life video of the update day. I actually enjoyed that one. It was a fun video to watch, buddy.
I might. The only reason I mightn't do it is because I'm like all my gym stuff is I'm working around that day, so I have that day off from the gym and stuff. So I'm not really going to be doing much. But I do plan to do one sometime in the future. But I will have like the update video out. Then I'll be live a couple of hours afterwards that evening, and then hopefully gameplay, and then I'll have some guides up on like how all the tripwires work and all that stuff as well. So if you're looking for the updates or anything like that,
awesome.
Call over. I'll be busy all week.
Because what's
keeping
update date again? 28th or the 29th, was it?
29th, next Wednesday.
Yep.
Nice.
A Wednesday coming.
Yes.
What about you, lad? What's your shout out for the week?
I don't really know. It's been a busy week for me with obviously with the birthday and work and whatnot. I don't really have one, so to speak. It's just been pretty wild. I will say though that on my birthday I did stream Livonia, and it's not a bad map actually.
I know.
It's not a bad map.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed it. It was actually a really fun map. It was something new, and it was something really nice to have. Where it was like, shut up, one ball. It was like not knowing where the fuck I was most of the time. It was actually a nice feeling to have again. So
yes.
Now I just need to try and find a good Livonia server where I can get used to. And maybe I'll enjoy it a little bit more, but big KOSD. Fuck off. you bitch.
Now, Florida, are you back yet, mate?
Yeah.
Nope, you're still not back.
Nope,
Yeah,
he's
shout
still
out to the
fitting
Des for a great 1.14 patch. But Ike actually predicted my shout out. I've actually been playing Mini DayZ 2 the last week or so on my iPad.
Oh.
And it's not bad. It's got a bit of a learning curve. It's not easy. It's a bit slow. But I've actually been enjoying it. So check it out in the iOS store or in the Google Play Store or whatever. Just for something to pass a bit of time. You know, you're sitting on the toilet doing a big shit or on lunch at work or something like that. It's a decent little game. You know, it's got you could craft a burlap sack in it and stuff like that. It's definitely set up to get you to pump money into it. But what mobile game that's free isn't. That's just the model. But you don't need to. I haven't spent a cent on it yet, and I'm still having fun. I'm slowly growing my survivor camp around the chopper there and sending my people out on raids of the different locations that you've got in the map. And there's a little sub-community. Like, look at this, 17,000 views on Mini DayZ 2 starting guide video. There's, you know, it's hard to find them. You get some different results in that, but you know, people are making funny little videos. Mini DayZ 2 scrapyard.exe. Yeah,
I will say that's one game I've not really tried because I don't play mobile games. Like I use my
same here.
phone
I
for
tried it.
social media and calls, but it'll be interesting to at least watch some videos and actually see what the hell they're on about, because you know, Bohemia at one point was really plugging it, and now not so much. But
well, that's actually one thing that surprised me is in Mini DayZ 2, I haven't seen a single ad, because you watch ads to get the fuel, which you can use to speed things up in the game. I haven't seen a single ad for DayZ. Not even in the loading screen or anything like that. And vice versa, you know, when you are playing DayZ, maybe on the loading screen or something like that, you think that they would have an ad letting people know about Mini DayZ 2. Because, you know, I'm surprised at how many people don't know about it. So you'd think that they would be complementing each other and advertising each other's products because it is owned by Bohemia Interactive, Mini DayZ. So, yeah. Damn wrong saying I'm on PC with Florida and we always looking for people to run with. Florida, you back yet? Nope, we've lost him.
Nope, he's gone for good.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. If you've got some time, you can buy, I don't know whether you can play it on phones. I imagine you could, but it'll be fucking small. On an iPad or a tablet, it looks great. It works really well. So, you know, I sit outside with my dogs for quite a bit of time each day. And when I'm not playing with them, it gives me something to do. And you can set and forget. You can send your people out on raids and come back in half an hour and see if they manage to find anything. And it's a bit of a, you know, a camp management sort of game. But you can also do the raids yourself. When you raid a location on the map, you can actually manually control it yourself if you're more into that. So it works both ways. So definitely worth checking out, folks. Mini DayZ 2 on the App Store or Google Play. This is not a sponsored segment. We've had them on the show before. It's just something DayZ related. Who knows, if I can work out how to hook my iPad up, I might show people in a stream one day. And also, quick shout out, whenever I stream, I'm streaming more on this account now. I'm just enjoying it. It's like a little mini open mic podcast session. Mark's has joined me in the past. Lad's joined me in the past. Anyone can join in, and we just talk about not just DayZ stuff, but we talk about anything and everything. So love to see more of you jumping in and joining us. Florida, are you back? Nope. Okay, folks, thank you all so much for yet again another fantastic episode of the podcast. Thank you to Ping Perfect. If you're looking for a server, link is in the description of the video as well. They're a sponsor of ours. And also don't forget, we've got the 87A Survivor FM Patreon as well, where you can join and support the show as well. Next week's guest. Who have we got coming on next week? Let me scroll down. Geez, I was way up. the beautiful Barry team. Rhino hasn't been playing much DayZ lately, though. He's been playing GTA roleplay. So I'll have to double check with them whether they still are coming on, if anyone's in chat from the team. But yeah, they did the whole Make Livonia Great Again campaign, which you are now a member of, I'm guessing, there, lad.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we've got Dr. V and Dr. Womble coming on October 30th for our next Players episode. We've got Blister Biscuit, X Level X, and Avoca on October 23rd with the Quama map to talk about that as well. So we've got some good guests lined up for October. So, yeah. Thank you all so much. Marks, lad, thank you for once again, fellas.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Good episode, actually. Yeah.
Very good episode.
Quite enjoyed it. Yeah.
And Florida and Melbourne, thank you so much for coming on for our Players episode. It was great having you both on.
Yeah, it was great.
Melbourne wasn't sure whether he was going to come on. He didn't really think he had much to talk about. But look at you, mate. You got involved in almost every topic. DayZ's an amazing game.
Yeah, and that's what made me want to get on. Is I am passionate about all of it. I really am.
It is. It's an easy game. Just remember, don't get too addicted. But yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a time. Yeah, there definitely was.
I will reach out to Bundy again, Daily. We have had him on before, a couple of times, in fact. Back when the show first started, he was very gracious in coming on. I'm a huge fan of Fubar Bundy, as everyone knows. God tier fucking DayZ video maker. So much effort. As great as the shorts are, if you're a fantastic editor, there's nothing like an amazingly edited DayZ video. You know, the likes of what him, JLK, Sour Sweet, and all the rest of them are doing is just phenomenal stuff. So yeah,
too right.
The last podcast with Bundy hopping in was epic. Yes, it was. Just a quick shout out as well. If there's any really, truly epic moments of the podcast that you've loved, there's a channel in the podcast. If you could give OG Levin a heads up, he's actually making a new channel trailer for us as well. I've commissioned him to do that. So something to go on the YouTube channel just to show people what the podcast is all about. And yes, that moment where Bundy hopped in when I was trash talking him is one of the clips that I've recommended myself. So if you guys have got any, link him in there and he can add them. All the best, everyone, and we will see you next week, same time, same channels, as always, for the DayZ Podcast. All the best and ciao for now.
Take care,
see you
everyone.
later.
Bye-bye.
And we are done, folks. Thank you so much for coming in for the episode of the podcast. We will try and find someone to raid. I am still in the Discord because we're going to have a chat now. Marks has left, I see. But we're going to have a chat now about that expansion server idea. So, yeah. Let me find someone to raid. Who is streaming right now? Got to do the credits as well. So big thank you. Mods in chat. We had Brendan, Dumpgra, Marks, Streamlabs, Lad. I saw Spud was in there as well. Brendan. Super chat from Michael. Thank you once again, mate. New followers. Jack, Savage, Hello Dave, Profile, Mr. Rager, M Rays, Ragin, Archie Stormcloud, aka The Wolf, Huss, and Dr. V93. Thank you all so much, everyone. Who is streaming? Oh, God. Ads. There we go. Don't know this person. Easy Davy. All the best, everyone. Make some noise. Let them know where you've come from. Let them know where you've been. And we will see you next week for the podcast, as always. Ciao for now.